Welcome to the Late Night with Chalky podcast.
Friends and family, brothers and sisters, welcome to the Late Night with Chalky podcast.
Let's go.
This week, we're stoked to welcome two longtime friends who grew up in San Clemente, frustrated with the state of social media and feeling like their generation was missing a true print publication that represents lifestyle, surf, skate, snow, music, art, and everything in between. These college visionaries took matters into their own hand. What did they do? They launched YUTH Mag, a bold new platform and print magazine that celebrates the culture they live and breathe. Their second issue just dropped.
Yes, sir.
Woo! And we're fired up to dive into their story behind it. Please welcome the creators of YUTH Mag, Carson. I'm going to butcher this. Cropful.
Cropful.
What?
Cropful, yeah.
That's a cropful.
Cropful, yeah.
Okay, and Mikey Walsh.
Yep.
Sweet.
Thanks for having
Yes.
us. Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah,
Super
thanks.
pumped. Heck yeah.
We're so. We're dating ourselves. We're really pumped on print magazines because that's what we grew up on.
Heck yeah.
So we're huge fans.
Absolutely.
We're really trying to push, anybody and everybody that's trying to bring back the old school.
Bring print back.
So I don't know if you know who Jay Larson is.
Oh, it's not about me.
It's not about you, but
It's your show though, so
this
we gotta...
dude used to be on covers and
in center
pictures
spreads.
in mags.
Yeah.
And
Were you on the
videos.
reef ads? I was gonna say, was he the girl on the reef ad?
When I was working out.
But you two are giving this generation some hope. Thank God.
Yeah.
And for the people that don't see the way that you guys spell youth, it's Y with the UTH, O
With the umlauts.
with the umlauts.
Funny story on that actually. So we were trying to come up with a name, and basically we were like, okay, something youth, right? Because we want to get the youth off social media a little bit, bring back print for the youth. But like obviously just youth wasn't gonna work. YOUTH, like we would never get the rights to that.
For sure.
And then it was kind of like punk youth, and we were thinking about all that different stuff.
There's a list of like 20 names. And
Yeah.
there are some horrible.
There was some bad ones, and then basically we were like, okay, let's shorten it down, keep it simple, and let's go for youth. But then my dad, I think, had the idea. My dad had the idea to remove the O and then put the dots because he's like, ooh, the dots spell ooh, or they sound out ooh. So it was actually really smart because I think besides the actual product, like the name is really big for us. And especially with going into the merchandise, it looks really good on like a t-shirt and it's very simple.
4 letters, fits on everything.
Yeah. And then we wanted to go for like a red because, it was like something bright and exciting. And then also when you look at like a brand, we wanted to have a color that's recognizable. Like if you look at Coca-Cola, you could see that color or even their font. And you're like, okay, that's Coca-Cola. We wanted to kind of have something that eventually is going to become like a household color and font, which, our font's top secret. It's not top secret, but typewriter.
And you like red because you're MAGA.
Yeah.
Make
Depends
American,
who I'm around. It depends.
make
I only
American,
I like MAGA depending who I'm around. Yeah.
magazines American great again.
Make
American magazines great again.
Make American.
I don't know what
Magma.
Yeah.
We should actually. Thanks for the t-shirt idea.
Yeah.
Dude,
Thank
this
you.
guy's
I'm a good idea
We'll
guy.
hire you.
Yeah. Follow
So
us great.
We're gonna jump into Youth Magazine in a few, but let's go back and
Find out who the hell you guys are.
find out. So
Anonymous.
So who came up with the magazine idea? We'll start there.
Well, I feel like I always wanted to make a magazine. Like all through high school, I just thought of the idea, but I didn't know how to like accomplish it. And I was at the time going to school in Santa Barbara, not UC Santa Barbara.
City school?
Yeah, the city school. I'm not that smart. But I was
Still popular. Still get the party.
Yeah, I know,
Exactly.
right? That was the whole reason why.
Exactly.
No. But I was in my buddy's apartment and I got a random call from Mikey, and he was like, "I got this cool idea for a magazine." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like
I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this. Like I want to do it too because it's not a one-man job. You need a whole team to kind of throw that together. So I was pumped, and then
I remember being at the redo market. I wish I knew the guy's name, but he had a setup. It was all vintage surf stuff. and it had every surfer magazine, surfing magazine. He had a whole setup, and he was selling them for like $1 each. So I was like, okay, I just picked up a couple of these. And obviously my dad was stoked. He got like a couple of Ray Spooner shirts, and you know, he grew up in that generation like that would read surf magazines. He was a surfer, all that. So I flipped through it, and I'm just kind of, the moment where I wanted to actually do a magazine is when I saw it was a surf contest sign up, and the page was perforated, and you peel it out and you sign up, and like a kind of light went off in my head, and it was like, wow, you can do more than just like provide a reading experience on paper. And then I was like, okay, what else can we do now with QR codes and stuff? And okay, maybe we actually can make a product that competes a little bit with scrolling by doing all these different things. And so, yeah, obviously Carson, he won't say it unless I say it, because it's probably, he hears it all the time. But like Carson, obviously I knew did Locker Board, which was a Shark Tank product, and did the skate product. So I was like, okay, what friend?
Wait,
I was like, okay, we'll get into that later. We can get into that later.
Yeah.
So basically,
I remember that.
Yeah. So basically, Carson, I already had known has done business in the action sports industry. So I was like, okay, who better to call? And we had been friends, I think, at that point for a few years. We have a bunch of mutual friends, but we were friends in high school around sophomore year. So I was like, okay, who better to call than Carson for this idea? And then we called him. And I think by then it wasn't even like, do we do it? It was more just like, how are we going to do it? Like right after that initial call. And then,
okay. Yeah. I want to jump back though. Before you guys met, how did you find surfing?
I found surfing through skating, actually. My dad had an old Sector 9 board, and he noticed when I would try to skate, when I was learning how to skate, I would start on my stomach. And then I'd act like I was paddling, and then I'd stand up on it like this. So my dad was like, "We gotta get you into surfing." And then my neighbor saw me skating like that too, and he was like, "I'll coach you." So I was like,
"Who's your neighbor?"
Chris Conley. He lives by Lost Winds, but he started. Him and his daughter started teaching me how to surf at Lost Winds on a wave storm, probably like the worst wave to learn how to surf on.
Worst board, worst wave. Yeah. But it didn't matter when you're beginning.
But I was instantly hooked to surfing, and I started competing for a little bit. But then, like,
what was your first board after the wave storm?
It was a super board that I picked up from Basham's.
Nice.
Yeah, and then an edit.
High performance right away.
I know. that was my first like real board that I had. But then I started competing through the WSA when I was younger. Did NSSA for a bit, but then when I was around 12, the surf politics, I just kind of got over it with comps at a young age.
Yeah.
And I decided to pursue surfing more as like a hobby. And currently with surfing, I mean, I log a lot. I've been experimenting with different, like, all types of boards. And
once you figure out you're not going the
pro
surf route, high performance, it kind of opens up the world of like a whole different approach to having fun on a wave.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like dove into more of like the spiritual side of surfing, and I connect more with the water now, I feel. So.
Yeah.
San Clemente is like
the
one of the
hotbed.
epicenters of surfing.
I know.
It's kind of taken over Huntington's spot right now as far as like producing
absolutely
world-class surfers.
Oh, it's taken over since, like, I feel like my age right now, we kind of took over. There's so many good kids.
Yeah.
That's
Slow down, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We have a few.
They all rip.
We have a few, but
no, you guys definitely do.
yeah. And San Clemente, I mean, you know, Archie, Christian Fletcher.
I know.
You know, Sievers. I mean, there's so many fucking dudes that rip that come
It's super
from.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're watching T Street and you just see like 7-year-olds
the Andinos, right?
I know.
So when you
when
you got into surfing, like, did you realize, fuck, man, like, there's a lot of rippers in my town?
Yeah, bro. There's so many. I mean, like, even the new kids too. Like, you'll go and watch T Street and there's just like 7-year-olds just tearing up waves. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah,
with a coach, a parent that's screaming on the beach, got a videographer, a whole camp comes
My
down.
parents weren't like that, thank God. They were like, they saw how much I love surfing, and they're like, we're not gonna take it seriously, especially with like the comps.
But your dad surfs?
Yeah, my dad's been surfing. He grew up in Simi Valley, so he wasn't by the water, but he would go down there as much as possible.
Nice.
And, he taught me the ropes too. I remember the first WSA comp I did was in Ventura. and he pushed me in, and it was a shit show. I remember because it was like we never practiced it or anything. He was pushing me in the way.
Push in division.
Yeah, I know. I was like 7 years old, and we're both yelling at each other out in the water.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah.
And like you have,
Yeah.
It's too cool.
So my story is a little different, right? Because I grew up mainly playing baseball. My freshman year, I actually was an All-American baseball player in high school. Same with my sophomore year, I was an All-American. I have to say, whatever. I was decent. I'm decent.
Jock.
No, he's
I'm
good.
all right.
He's good.
I'm all
yeah,
right.
he's,
So
he's a jock.
I'm all right at baseball, whatever. But my thing was like, the game was getting really stressful, and it was like talking to all these schools, and I was just putting a lot of stress on myself in baseball. And my dad grew up surfing. He's from Ventura, so he was like, "Hey, like, you know, maybe like go out, paddle out, like, you know, be in the ocean." And so basically for me is like, I was never like trying to be a competitor at surfing, or trying to compete at surfing. But for me, it was just like the place I went and go still, like, to actually find like a relaxation part, like no phone. It's kind of the same thing with the magazine. It's like, they could be having a terrible day, and I go out there and like everything's better. Like I never, even if I don't score, it's like always a great day. So for me, it's just like an escape.
Yeah.
100% it's an escape. And like, you know, Carson, I've been logging a lot with Carson and stuff, and so that's just like so fun. It's super relaxed. Like I go out there to basically like relax and unplug. I'm not trying to be like a ripper and
I don't know what that means. I go out and I try to kill people. No.
Yeah, you know, that was like on the field is like the approach was like aggressive, try and hit the ball out of the park, like, you know, being a super hot player. But like on the ocean, it was just like, okay, try and relax and like, you know, take it. Take it.
It is therapeutic. It's our sanctuary. It's definitely. I mean, we all want to go out and get a killer wave and have fun, but
it's crazy because, you know, surfing is so individual, and sports, you know, teams that, you know, you have to rely on. You have to play well, but then you have to have your teammates play well too for you to totally succeed.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could be the best player on the team, but if your teammates let you down, then you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's hard for you to like
in baseball.
In all
In
sports.
all team sports. Yeah. Yeah, the surfing part is cool too. Like, cause like you said, it's like it's kind of individual, and it's like the farther I go into baseball, the more I'm like, why didn't I just do a solo sport? Like then it's just all me. But there is like benefits to, you know, like business and stuff, learning how to deal with a bunch of teammates. Like it's whatever, 45 dudes who like all are all fired up and they all think they're the best on the team. It's like trying to manage that. Sometimes it's hard, but
we talk about it all the time, how sports, you know, having a job early, you know, when you can first get a job, and being on teams, sports teams,
help develop your character.
And just kind of like network and your social skills.
Deal with adversity, you know.
I played football and I sucked, but I mean, I learned a lot from it.
Working together as a team, that's what business is. And it's funny because like we talk about it a lot, most of the people that are successful in sports are successful in business.
You know,
for sure. That is very true.
It's crazy. Like you look at, you know,
I don't know. There's plenty of athletes that blow all their money.
Yes,
you know, I'm just
that's
kidding.
true.
Yeah.
But
no,
you know,
right.
you got like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, even Shaq. Like, you know, he's
Shaq's the best businessman, bro.
Yeah. He wasn't for a while, and then
he's surrounded himself with smart people that help him make smart decisions, right?
Shaq, like you said, Jordan, Magic Johnson. I mean,
there's so many, but
those guys are powerhouses.
Even Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods,
that dude's
Sunday Red.
Sunday Red, and
pretty
our
sick.
friend is the president of Sunday Red.
Really?
Nice.
We had him on the show.
Yeah, Brad Blankenship.
This dude's from Huntington.
That's great.
Yeah, you guys should do an article on.
I'd love to meet.
You should do an article on Brad.
I'd love to meet that guy.
He fucking skateboards. He surfs and skateboards.
He worked at Paul Frank from like the beginning days.
Yeah.
He
Was
worked
the
at
president of
now
Ruka.
Now he's back.
Was the president of Quicksilver. And now he's president. He's president. He wasn't president of TaylorMade, right?
No, I think
he did something at TaylorMade, and then they made him president.
Anyways, not about Brad, but you should listen to his story. It's pretty epic.
For sure. I was gonna say that
Well,
proves our point with being smart, but he wasn't a jock.
Well, I was just gonna say about the sports thing. I feel like the reason why a lot of the good athletes succeed in business is like athletes go, especially like in the batting cage, right? Like they know, 4 hours a day, 3 hours a day, you put like crazy amounts of time into it, and then they get out of the sport, and this is what I'm seeing at least, and it's like you take that same like aggression and energy, not aggression is the wrong word, more just the amount of time it takes to become great is like, okay, like instead of sending 5 emails to retailers to get my product into the retailers, maybe we try like 5,000 and then see what happens. And it's like, that's how my dad is too, because he was always hard on me in a good way with sports.
Yeah.
But now with business, he's a smart business guy as well. Obviously, it's like, I go, our sales aren't great today. And he's like, okay, well, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Don't complain until you've done the hours and put in the hours. And it's like,
It is true.
it's the sports thing.
It's good to have.
That goes back
Work
to
ethic
that.
is it goes a long way, in a lot of things.
100%.
Sport, work, life,
Yeah.
relationships. Like you put the effort in, you're gonna see a
And
reward.
going back to athletes that are super successful in business that are smart, we just had Kelly Slater on
Okay, sweet.
and talk about fucking like
was that?
smart.
Yeah.
What's that?
How was that? How did that pod go? What did you guys talk about? Oh, we'll watch it.
You
We'll
gotta
watch
listen
it.
to it.
We gotta.
Yeah.
You guys gotta go watch that one.
Yeah. Exit off of this.
hit the hard button. Hit
Come
the
back
like.
to this one later.
The guy's got some kind of photographic memory.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
kind
dude,
of
he's wicked
unfair.
smart. It's insane.
It's kind of unfair how like
He's a celebrity. He's got a lot of good people in his corner, help guiding him over the last
For
3
sure.
decades of when he started
Yeah.
making money. It's like,
But when you ask him about a contest that was 20 years ago, and
He
he
just
tells
knows.
you like what the wind conditions were, and who the lady was that was hugging him because he was
Pretty wild.
freezing,
That's
you
crazy.
know, and he's like,
That's
"Oh
so
yeah,
crazy.
it took me 11 minutes," and then
Damn.
da 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 da. You're just like, "Wait, what?" You just
Yeah.
you just pull that out of your head, like that really happened like
Yeah.
30 years ago, and you're still like, it was like yesterday.
I feel like a good memory definitely helps like with business.
Oh,
It's
for
like
sure.
I feel like I have a bad memory. So I'm just like constantly every time someone's talking to me or I'm doing something, I'm just in my notes app. My notes app is probably just 500 different notes of like
Yeah.
what I have to do. It's
Yeah.
like, so that's kind of the way I
There's-
counteract. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of people need to like input it
Yeah.
visually. I mean, before the computers, you'd have to write it down, and that's the only place to store it long term.
I'm
Yeah.
really bad with names, but I kind of just like
Yeah.
jerry-rig and try.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really good. He'll see somebody's face, like, hey, I like saw them once,
yeah,
like 15 years ago, but
that's good.
he's pretty memorable. Everybody knows.
You
There's
gotta,
only one Linden left.
You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to change that. Like,
Yeah.
that's an important asset or
Oh, yeah.
skill is like
100%.
remembering people's
Remembering
names.
names.
yeah.
Back in the day, my friend, who's one of the Dave Bach, who owns EarthPack,
Okay.
Yep.
he's a fucking amazing entrepreneur.
Oh yeah.
But he taught me a valuable lesson and advice. He said, every time you meet somebody at a shop, you get their business card, right?
Yeah.
People still do business cards, but you write down their name and you write something about that person so you can
On the
remember
card.
their name,
Yeah.
On the business
you know,
card.
on the business card.
That's a good
It's
idea.
a
I like
killer
that.
way of like, you know,
Yeah.
internalizing it.
Yeah.
When we got in, well, you were at the store, so you had a ton of people coming through.
Yeah.
When I started repping, same thing. You go to a store, the buyer, the owner, what kids are working on the floor. I just jotted down on a 3x5 card, and then I put
Yeah.
the shop name, and it'd be like, oh, like Jean, tall, short hair, and then girl, she
Yeah.
had a piercing, whatever, and it just kind of helps
This is
click.
great advice.
It's
Yeah.
like
It is.
people tell you like little things matter, you know?
No, it does.
Like people appreciate that shit, you know? And it's like, I don't know, it's really cool that you take that time to, memorize somebody's name.
Yeah.
And when you walk back in, a month later and you blow them away by just saying their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like people trip out on that. So
It was,
Carson,
Yeah.
in growing up, besides surfing, did you do sports? Did you have hobbies?
I mean, I skated, snowboarded. I did pretty much everything with
California
the board.
kid shit.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I played football in high school. That didn't go anywhere.
what position?
Freshman year I played tight end, and then I played time for a bit, and I moved to defensive end. I'm not a big guy, so I was getting thrown around.
Yeah.
Chase down the wide receivers.
Yeah. I also
well, our
forgot
receiver core was so huge. There was like 20, like more than half of our team were receivers. So it was like,
Yeah.
and then there was like 5 of us at tight end. I was like, I gotta go move somewhere else.
Yeah, San Clemente High School has a San Clemente, like obviously the surfing, but the town really gets around like the San Clemente High School football. Like
Our
it's
football
they're
team
pretty good for a little surf town.
Yeah.
It's
You know?
crazy. I mean, our coach Ortiz, like he was so gnarly, but he was a great coach. Like,
Yeah.
Edison right here, literally like one block away.
Yeah.
They won
Yeah.
state champs last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
they're
I'm sorry to
legit.
do this to you guys, but I can't stand it.
From a competitive
From a
standpoint.
competitive standpoint,
Yeah.
oh my god.
For football
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
or
Or
for
Yeah, for football,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah.
They're good.
They're
They're good,
good.
but I mean,
Yeah.
it's so frustrating.
It's when you hate you. Of course, you're gonna hate your nemesis, right?
Well, you have to.
Yeah. But
part of it.
Edison
The
especially.
coach is my
They had a
neighbor.
good rivalry.
How funny is that?
Yeah, Edison especially. I did not like those guys for sure.
My daughter went to Edison. She played water polo. My son
She's a stud.
is at Huntington and he does
Killer.
surfing and water polo.
Huntington's cool.
Yeah.
That's
The Oilers.
They suck the
No,
football,
Oilers.
so they're cool.
the Oilers are cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great program.
Huntington baseball.
Huntington
They're
baseball
really
is
good.
like the
Edison's,
deal.
Edison's really good at baseball.
Edison
too, right?
baseball, yeah. Huntington is
Huntington's
way
gnarly.
a step above for sure.
Really?
Yeah. They
They
get
re-
way more guys recruited and
If
on to
it's
bigger
every
schools.
every school has their niche, like their
Yeah.
sport. Like they might have
100%.
It's definitely football and surf for San Clemente.
yeah.
Yeah.
Water
Yeah.
polo too, I think. is
And
decent.
water polo. Yeah. Our water polo team's pretty good.
So, snowboarding, skateboarding,
yeah. Yeah.
and what kind of skateboarding do you do? Like,
I haven't
transition
been, I haven't
or
been
like
skateboarding. Ankle breaking. Yeah, I fucked up my ankle like
So funny.
like a while. Is it okay if I cuss?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I messed up.
We
my
encourage
ankle
it.
Lyndon's got a potty mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I messed up my ankle pretty bad like my freshman year of high school, and it was like I mainly did street skating, but it's like I lost that confidence in skating because I was so scared to fuck it up again. I had 2 surgeries. I broke my tibia in half, and my fibia split all the way up to my knee. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. I was bombing a hill, and I had a fresh setup, knew everything, and it had just rained. And I went to power slide, and my wheels were so new. I just slipped out, and I went to catch myself, and I landed right on the side of my ankle. I felt my big toe touch like the top of my shin.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
Brutal.
It was
Did
so
you
brutal.
hear it?
Let me go puke.
I didn't hear it, but the construction workers across the street did. And then some homeless guy ran down that was camping out behind the 7-Eleven and made a sling for me out of cardboard boxes.
Oh, that's
How
nice.
fucking cool.
How cool is that? Yeah,
No
I
compound?
no.
No. Ugh.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I don't remember seeing the guy, but there's a photo somewhere of this homeless guy making me a sling, and I was like, when did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I looked down at my
Smart
ankle.
homeless guy.
I know, I looked down at my ankle and it just flopped, and I was like, oh, and I passed out.
Injuries like that will definitely like change the
yeah.
course.
Oh yeah, for
Did
sure.
it, though?
For confidence, absolutely. I
Skating?
sometimes get pain a little bit, but I took the plate and screws out because I didn't want it to like get pain over the years.
Yeah.
So
They say that's better anyways. I got a couple
Yeah.
screws and they said, you should have got them out. I'm like, whatever.
I made sure that I got the right stuff to be able to get it out. Like I was very persistent with the doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when I was like going under anesthesia, my mom was like, make sure it's the right screws.
Yeah. Titanium.
Skateboarding is fucking gnarly.
Yeah, bro. I've had some heavy slams for sure.
Now,
Same
there's
snowboarding.
Scheckler's from St. Clemente, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Scheckler. Great guy.
He's a great guy.
You see him around town much?
Yeah, we see him around town. And it was like, even when I was younger, I'd go there and his brothers would have like a little skate school and I'd skate at his park. And he would show up every once in a while and give all the little kids high fives and stuff. So it was so cool just having like a role model like that in the skate scene.
His indoor skate
Have
park
you
is
seen him
so
up in your
sick.
mag yet or no?
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the second one, but he had an injury going on.
Yeah, he got surgery, I think.
Yeah.
And then it kind of already wrapped up. But yeah, hopefully we'll probably.
Yeah, we want him in the third edition.
We'll probably get him in the third one. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I want
Pretty good.
to.
We
Tell
want
him-
to take a.
I met him
On a
maybe
flight
like
a month
a
ago.
month ago.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So we're coming back from Puerto Rico and he was on our same flight, right?
Yeah.
In Dallas.
Okay, nice.
And I introduced myself and I told him about the podcast and he's like, yeah.
Get him on here. He's a cool guy.
He'd
be great for the podcast.
He seems pretty rad.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What did you guys think of him though when he was on MTV? Did you watch MTV?
I watched MTV. Yeah, I watched it a little bit. I loved it.
Bring the
What was that called?
MTV back, please.
What was
Bring
the
back.
show called?
I forgot.
Life of Ryan, I think.
Yeah.
Was it Life of Ryan?
Yeah, and
I
then he
think
had a
so.
Red Bull series. I watched the Red Bull series a lot on YouTube.
Dude.
That was sick. Same with Jamie O, dude.
Dude.
His Red Bull series was awesome.
So
I
funny. I
love
keep
it.
seeing clips. I see clips on like Instagram sometimes of that series.
Get off your phone, dude. Jeez. read
Yeah, I
the
don't go on
magazine.
Instagram.
Red
Never
Bull.
mind. Sorry.
We
Red
talk
Bull's-
about Red Bull a lot and Stab, and we fucking the content that
It's
they
awesome.
create
Yeah.
Well,
is pretty insane.
Well, think about it. Red Bull has mastered the art of marketing, where
Yeah.
they show their product in their videos for like 0.2 seconds, but then they just show like, look at this crazy fucking shit.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's crazy shit.
But then they put in a full movie, like film production on
Yeah.
the craziest spike, snow, whatever course, or just
Yeah.
they spend money to make a really polished, kind of
It's-
like a mini documentary.
It's
Yeah, it's
crazy
crazy.
shit, but the person doing it, they
They're fucking
pick people
crazy.
out that are the best at what they do, but they're also like interesting,
Yeah.
or they make them
They
look
all are.
It's
interesting.
good talent recruitment.
Yeah.
But it's
Right?
like, how hard would it be though if you're Red Bull to? I mean, you have access to everyone,
Dude.
right?
Yeah, I know. It's
And
just
you
like,
guys
hey,
I mean,
watch-
give us that marketing budget, and we could probably.
You've watched how surfers get paid,
yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
Same thing. That's
How Red Bull fucking gets paid. I mean, pays people.
Yeah.
Have-
Yeah.
Did you,
How does Red Bull do their payment stuff?
I can't.
bro?
remember.
You got to rewatch the series.
Okay.
But Carissa Moore
Yeah.
has probably made like $6 million.
What about Kalohe?
Same
Yeah,
thing.
him too.
Yeah, he's
but
probably
they
made a lot.
kind of itemize, you know, they
Yeah.
line item how much Carissa Moore made in 1 year, and it was like over $3 million.
That's cool. Pay
That's
the
crazy.
athletes good. That's
Hey,
good
hey,
stuff.
the athletes. We're that's what we want to do eventually. We want to have athletes with youth.
Well, we can't. Yeah, I mean,
We're so small right now where it's hard to like pay athletes and everything. But
eventually it would be cool to have a team. Of course, that's
Yeah.
like our goal with the clothing. At least, like we
One-
want to keep it.
one thing we're
dual use.
doing right now, because it's like it's hard to market a magazine to people to get off their phones if you're not on social media marketing it,
Yeah.
right?
It's true.
Yeah, and we've been trying to figure out like marketing ways and how to figure out like the Instagram ads, and it's such a pain. But we're gonna start playing around with like affiliates, like having like affiliates, and then that's cool for the community too, because now it's like, okay, these young kids are getting paid for repping youth. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do, is create a community, and then it's like, okay, our team, like these young kids are making money, and we're creating this outlet for them.
Yeah, they're not just getting paid; they're being part of the community, part of the brand. It's like
Well,
they're-
that's what the industry needs right now.
Yeah,
Is
there's-
getting everybody back to their grassroots and getting everybody together, because it's so separate right now. Everybody's on their own thing, but it's like we went to the Quicksilver movie, Washed,
Last night.
Yeah, and it was so cool just like seeing people there just to sit and watch a surf film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
was good. It was pretty raw too. It was like
It was what Quicksilver
clips,
needed to
clips.
do.
They've been, honestly, dude, for what,
for all the shit that's been going down in the
Yeah.
last few
They
years
did
with
it.
like
Yeah.
the brands.
there's
they're
really
s-
good people with really awesome grassroots ideas that
Yeah,
yeah. Shout out to
Quicksilver-
Gilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout
Gilly.
out to Gilly. I
and
love
they
that guy.
somehow still have a big surf
Ryan
marketing budget.
Mangan,
No, dude, their movie was incredible. Like
Yeah.
it was what like the industry really needed, because it's like everybody wants to get back to the roots and be what the surf industry was 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
But nobody knows how to really like do it and execute it correctly. And I think Quicksilver's doing a pretty good job with that right
yeah,
yeah, they're
yeah. I think all the big brands still have relevance, you know?
now. Yeah, they do.
It's just, they just need to get out of this, like, inventory /
Yeah.
you know, whatever it is. But there's good fucking people that are running the companies.
Oh, there's great, yeah.
You know, so, you know, I think it's just going to take time for that, you know, hangover to go away.
Yeah. For
You
sure.
know, because our friend Dane Jeffries, who's
Billabong.
Billabong marketing, he's fucking salt of the earth,
Yeah.
rips at surfing.
Yeah.
He started the Florida Board Riders Club.
Nice.
He was the East Coast marketing guy for Volcom for over 10 years.
yeah,
So he's
full grassroots type of
Yeah.
mentality, and like
That's cool.
you know, how
That's
do
the
we
guys you need.
implement that?
Yeah.
Like
That's the
yeah,
guys
like you guys were saying, how do we get that back?
So
and all brands need to do it. Just can't be Quicksilver. Just can't be Red Bull. It's got to be
everybody needs to
all
get
the
back to
brands need to get back to
So,
OG.
Mikey, besides baseball, what other interests or hobbies?
Yeah, so I grew up since I was 4 training jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Don't fuck with you.
Yeah. So
Your
I
ears aren't
check
that
those
fucked
ears.
up, though, dude.
So the funny part about the ears, before I go deeper into it, is there's like a gene you can have where basically like if your ears are flexible, I've kind of broken this down because my dad also trains. He's a black belt, like spars all the time, and his ears are good too. And I'm like, I guess we're just lucky, but I guess it's like the flexibility of your ear is kind of what can like decide. Because what we found, because me and my dad both have really flexible ears and we don't have it, but then we run into guys. We run into guys who've been doing it for a month and we're like, what the fuck? How do you already have like full
Fucked up,
cauliflower? And so, I don't know. It's
I think guys are at home the whole night when they're like 8 hours a day.
like Steve-O trying to break his
when
own.
that gets puffed up, I think they just like, dude, I'm gnarly.
Steve-O,
he tried to give himself Steve-O. He had weight plates, like lifting plates, and he was crushing his ear in it, trying to get just because he's crazy.
If you see a white or yellow belt and they got cauliflower ear, you're like, what the fuck you been doing, dude? Like,
it's also fighting style too. Like I don't really like to wrestle and like clinch that much. It's like if I'm getting my ear like banged on, I'm trying to not be in that position.
For sure.
So it's kind of, that's part of it too, for sure. It's like, how rough do you like to spar? But so I train.
You like to be on top.
True. So
he's more of
I'm more of a top. Carson's more of a bottom.
Yeah, I've been training for a while too, 2 weeks.
We're getting Carson in. We're getting him in. Yeah.
So you'll be getting fucking, your ears are going to be.
Yeah, maybe you have both flexes.
Yeah,
Ooh, you might be good. I don't know. I don't know.
That's it. I've never, it makes sense, but we never really asked too many people about it.
We haven't had that many people.
But we have a ton of friends that are, trained.
Well, Kelly does too now, I guess.
Yeah, he's
for a
been
while.
training.
Oh,
he's been doing it for
20 years. Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you guys are in the area, Mikey, I don't know why you didn't shout this out. His parents.
Well, I was gonna get there.
Okay, go ahead.
So my parents about a year ago bought Gracie Baja Costa Mesa, and
awesome.
they're both black belts, and so
Your mom's a black belt?
Yeah. I can still choke her out though.
Bro, their family are gnarly motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
And they have big ass dogs, dude. You don't want to fuck with them.
Yeah.
You guys from Huntington?
Yeah, you think, but so basically now it's like starting to be at my parents' school a lot more. It's really awesome.
That's cool.
So where's the
growing up?
dojo?
Costa Mesa, Gracie Baja Costa Mesa. It's Baja, but it's spelled Barra, like Barra.
Okay.
So Gracie Barra, Baja. But
what streets?
Yeah, I don't even know what street to turn on.
No,
I mean, it's pretty new.
That's rad.
I can't remember. I can't even tell you the street to turn on.
And for the San Clemente crowd, go train at Fight Strong. Fight Strong San Clemente.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I competed growing up at jiu-jitsu as well, and so I basically stopped like right when baseball got to the point where it was like, okay, don't want to go break your arm at a competition anymore. Like you have to like throw the ball.
Yeah.
So I competed for a long time. It was super cool. I enjoyed it. I love jiu-jitsu. That's something I'm going to probably do along with surfing for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
And that's something, if again,
Keeps you in great shape and
100%.
Well, look at the guys that are like in their 50s, that are doing jujitsu. Like,
We get a
you
ton of
guys,
guys.
check
you guys, you guys look good. You guys look good, and then it's like the jujitsu guys, like they're ripped,
yeah.
and they're in great health and everything.
Sparring time, like sparring conditioning, is different than like anything else. Like it's almost like paddling, where it's like if you haven't done it in a while, like even me, like if I take a couple months off of sparring for baseball or whatever, and I go back and spar, it's like I'm gassed after like a 5 minute round or a 10-minute round. It's like
I miss a week of surfing. I'm fucking starting
Can't
back
paddle
over.
anymore, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, the muscle memory, the muscles that you don't think about using, you're totally using.
Yeah.
it's a full body workout
Yeah.
for sure.
And
100%.
that's another thing. Another thing about martial arts, it's
Discipline.
so fucking it's so good for your mental, physical, and confidence.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you know that you can fuck somebody up or you can protect yourself, you're way more at ease, Like
I agree. And then you're less cocky too. You're like less. You have like less of an
you're
ego.
more
almost.
respectful.
Exactly, and it's like my parents' thing, and like most of the jiu-jitsu schools thing is like leave your ego at the door, right?
Yeah.
And it's like once you get to the point where, you're starting to like if you can tap guys in your class, tap guys out in your class, it's like any average guy on the street, like you're gonna you'll be able to get the best of, and it's like at that point it almost like it almost prevents more fights.
Yeah.
It prevents more
Oh,
stuff
for
because
sure.
you're like, you're like, okay, like if someone talks shit to you, you're not like, oh, I want to F that guy up.
You have
It's
nothing
like,
to prove.
You just laugh. You're just
Yeah.
like,
Just
well,
laugh.
that's hilarious. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
If you only knew what I could do to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's the
Yeah. Peace through strength.
peace
Yeah.
through strength.
Peace through
What's it
strength.
called? Warrior, and I'd rather be a samurai in a garden than a farmer in a war or something. What's the?
farmer in a crystal shot? What is it?
I don't even know what it is, but there's a
Flash shot?
saying like
Crystal
that.
shot?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, crystal shot. I don't think it's
We don't know what you guys
Larson
are talking
doesn't.
I have no idea.
Larson doesn't know.
I was just trying to fill in the blanks.
What's the
Yeah.
quote? Whatever.
We'll
Uh,
Google it later.
Yeah.
Do it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
we
shit,
might-
you're a badass, Mikey. Your whole
I
family.
wouldn't go that far, but yeah. No,
Yeah,
my
I
family, my
wouldn't go
dad
that far.
and my mom, yes. My parents are.
You have any
Both
siblings?
black belts.
Yeah, I have a little brother who also trains jiu-jitsu, but he's at college in Utah now, so doing a lot of snowboarding and all that. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Ratting.
Fratting and snowboarding. Living the life.
I bet he's doing a lot of pre-partying.
Yep.
Pre-party is big. I have a daughter in college. We're gonna
A
go
lot of
pre-party.
pre-game.
Or sorry,
Pre-game.
Yeah, pre-party changed
Wow,
to
that
pre-game.
age just showed right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
No, I told you. I'm
God.
like,
80% of the time, the pre-games are more fun than the actual
Yeah.
party.
Yep.
when we were partying and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go pre-game," and we're like, "What's that?" And they're like,
Basically just
what
drink before
pre-partying was.
party. Before the
Yeah.
party.
It sounds way cooler though,
Yeah,
huh?
this pre-game is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You gotta prep yourself for the cake stands.
oh god.
So you guys both went to San Clemente High School.
He didn't, I did though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to Capo. Yeah, San Clemente baseball. There's whatever.
It's not
Some,
good.
yeah, it's not very good.
No
so
offense, sorry. I love
just
you,
had to
Sam.
drive 15 minutes up north and go to Capistrano Valley.
I mean, again, it comes back down to where you're gonna have the best success. And
Yeah, no, I don't regret it. It was
Yeah.
cool. Although all my friends, like pretty much all my friends, went to San Clemente,
Yeah.
and so it did that part sucked. But also, you make new ones with teammates and whatever. So it was fine. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So what was your guys' like first jobs?
Oh,
Carson, what was your first job? Because I
well,
read in your little
street teams.
bios like lemonade stands and selling Pokemon cards and
Oh,
all
yeah.
kinds of shit.
Yeah, so I'd say my first job was lemonade stands. I'd do one every single weekend
Brutal.
when I was younger. Yeah.
Who got you into that?
Dude,
the Lemonade Man,
my
bro. You
dad-
haven't heard of him?
That's just
No,
a
my
thing.
dad, my dad and my parents. I was asking for like a ton of shit, and they're like, "You need to make some money." And, so I'd do lemonade stands up in front of my house, and then I got over it, and I turned the lemonade stand into a skate ramp. And then I'd say, but like my first real job was probably locker board, and then I started working at Jack's when I was in high school.
So wait,
Yeah,
your dad said, earn your own keep,
yeah,
do a lemon.
6-year-old.
yeah. I
No,
was
just
like 6 years. Yeah, I was like 6 years
Really?
old. Yeah, and
That's great.
They're like, you need to make a little bit of money. They're doing chores around the house. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to do a lemonade stand. It's way more fun.
And where'd you get the idea? Did you just see somebody else doing it, or?
Yeah.
I still see them quite a bit in the summer.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
There's kids in my neighborhood
yeah, for
like,
sure.
all the time.
Well,
Well, what's the cartoon that was really big when we were younger with the duck?
with the duck? And the
Duck
lemonade
walked
stand?
up to the lemonade
that
stand.
might
and he
have
said to
been the
man-
inspiration.
Do you guys ever heard of this?
No.
So there was a cartoon and it was like, yeah,
Stop
the
talking.
duck walks up to the lemonade stand. You guys can roll the clip. It's pretty funny.
That's cool.
No,
It's awesome.
that was probably the inspiration. But I just don't
See,
remember.
I just
And how long, or
unlocked a memory.
did you do it for a couple years, or?
Yeah, dude, I did it for a while. I
And you were
remember.
making bank?
I was making like $20.
That's
Like,
for
cool.
6.
I remember a
8,
guy
7,
gave me 100 though. That was super
Oh,
cool.
big
Yeah.
shots in SC.
Yeah, a guy.
Big shots.
That's what happened.
The big shot came through.
Bruh, go by Lost Winds and go on that little like triangle like intersection. That's where you post up for your lemonade stand. You'll get $100 bills flying at you.
I
That's
bet.
good business advice for the 6-year-old.
For the
listening.
6-year-olds
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then you said locker
Board, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
'Cause this is a
actually
big,
did.
big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, my
It's a good
first.
story.
Well, then when I outgrew the lemonade stand, I actually did a product called Street Tubes. You guys know tarp surfing?
Yeah.
Tarp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like tarp
Yeah.
surfing. I love tarp surfing, and me and all the kids in my neighborhood would do that, but my parents hated it because it was such a hassle, like figuring out like the tarp, and it takes up a ton of storage, and it's like
Yeah.
we're using cinder blocks, like we're taking
It's
the
a
neighbors'
it's a
cinder
production.
blocks off
It is.
their walls and like using it for
What's the cinder block for?
Hold
to
it
hold
down.
down the corners.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Can't catch a truck or you be freaking hitting the reef, brah.
Yeah.
Don't hit the.
So
Yeah.
I designed this tarp that was basically like a triangle, so it was easier to store and it was safer for the kids skating too, because you'd always get caught up on the tarp. So I made it, and then my mom was like, "Let's like actually do this." We did like a Kickstarter. It got funding.
What?
Yeah, when I was 8 years old.
You're fucking 8 years old and you
Shout
designed
out
a...
to Carrie.
Shout out to Carrie. Yeah,
Carrie's
my
the
mom.
freaking beast.
But yeah, so we did that, and we designed this thing, and we're using
Can I
like
ask?
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no
you, but
worries.
Your parents, what do they do for a living?
My dad does commercial real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And mom.
So no background in business, but we ended up slowly like learning how to run a business together. So
commercial real estate's a big business.
Oh, it is, yeah.
But it's not.
well, he's
it's,
more talking like entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
Entrepreneurial.
You're
Yeah,
working for
entrepreneurial stuff, and it's like
corporate.
starting up your own company. And
Mom was
yeah.
what? Stay-at-home mom?
She did marketing PR. She worked in PR when she
Okay.
was younger. So she's great at marketing and everything. But
But she watched you guys do your tarp thing
yeah,
and said,
yeah, and she was like, I'm over. I'm throwing out the tarp, and I was like, well, hold on, let's find a happy medium.
Yeah.
So I
8 years old. Hey, well, hold on, Mom.
Yeah, I remember.
Let's
I
think
spent,
this through.
Let's make
I
a
spent
deal.
a whole
Let's
day
make a
like
deal.
cutting the tarp in half to make it smaller.
Well, yeah. Like now we got 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
go. You're-
So
you're
yeah,
good.
so then it became big, and it was like we were making.
What do you mean
We're
big?
making it well.
Every kid's doing it on every
well,
block.
it was we weren't cutting up tarps. We started getting like recycled like for windsurfing. You know
Yeah.
the sails.
Yeah.
You'd cut up that material and then that would turn into the tarp. So
Thinner,
it was,
more
so it was
durable.
More durable. Yeah. Yeah. So it's more
When
of like an
you-
actual product. You know?
When you were doing this is just your
Yeah.
neighborhood kids.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Like,
And then-
are you talking like,
And then we kind of
More-
realized that there's a market for it, and tarp surfing was so big back in the day, where it's like, okay, we could sell this as a product. you
I
know?
remember
It
it.
was huge.
I know, but I
It
didn't
was
know it was
huge.
that huge.
Huge.
It was huge.
Huge.
Tarps, tarps,
Number
a couple
number
times.
one
That's all
viral
right.
videos for like a long period of time.
Yeah,
And
Was this before COVID?
way
Way
before.
before.
Dude,
I
this
was
is
just like,
dude, I was
this
like,
is
it
like,
this is
started.
like 2010. Like
Yeah,
maybe even less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2010.
bro,
That's
I
probably
love tarp
good.
surfing. I do it every day. We get out of
Really?
school and then
Every
we set
day?
up the
I
tarp.
didn't like it that much. I
Yeah.
probably did it like 3 times.
Bro, my block, we love tarp surfing.
So,
but
so you, it was a market.
yeah,
And
there's
then-
there's a market for it. Yeah,
Okay.
so we did the Kickstarter. It got funding, and then we actually never ended up selling the product.
What?
Yeah, I know. We never
How
ended
could
up
you?
selling it to the consumers. I don't know why, but then I did locker board, and how that worked. There's actually a pretty crazy story behind it. When I was telling about the surf politics and
Yeah.
competing, do you guys remember the Stokeramas in San Clemente at T Street that the Gudauskas brothers would put on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my favorite contest every year because it was just so fun.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole
Yeah, the whole town.
City, yeah,
the whole
town comes
town
down.
would be there, and it was super laid back. Like I remember, I got like a 10-point ride, and I was off the wall. I was so stoked.
they give all kinds of like not quirky but like different like prizes. You know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not just
you
make
get
a
a
heat,
big, you
become
get a big
first.
Vans shoe if you get first place. Like I wanted a big Vans shoe. Are you kidding me?
That's-
Yeah.
Anyways, those were always my favorite contests. And I remember I did the contest when I was like 11 years old, and my first heat, my board hit me in the head. I had to get stitches, so I ran to the hospital, got stitches, came back for my second heat with wrap around my head. Made it to the finals, right? And I was
Awesome.
I was so stoked, right? And this dad was pissed that his kid didn't make the finals, right? And he ran up behind the judge's booth and yelled at him, talked their ear off, and they said over the intercom, they were like, "Sorry, we messed up the scoring.
Oh.
Carson, you're out of the finals heat. This kid's in." And that was like
What?
that was probably like the 5th or 6th time that's happened to me. in
That was your
competing.
villain arc. That was
In
your villain
competing,
arc.
that happened to me like around 6 times, and I
That's
was
so
I was
awesome.
so over competing. I remember like
It really happened to you that many
yeah,
times.
I remember like walking home with
That's my excuse.
I remember walking the beach trail
Give
home
him
with
some
my
shit, please.
I remember walking home the beach trail with my parents, and I was like, I'm so over competing. Like, I'm done.
At 11.
At 11, I was like, I'm done. This at a Stokerama, where
Yeah.
it's supposed to be fun and it's the community. I was like, I'm so over it. Next day, we go to a yard sale, and I was still so mad about it. I still had wrap on my head, and there was just a skate deck at the garage sale, and I was like on the carpet that was out on the driveway. I was trying to do like kick flips. It was just a skate deck, and I was just trying to do kick flips on it. And the guy was like, "Here, you can have it. You don't have to pay for it." And I was like, "Oh, sick." I brought it home. I already had so many skateboards. I was like, I don't really need this. What am I going to do with it?
So you're swapping out hard goods on it?
Yeah. So what I
So wait,
did.
this is before tarp or after?
This is
tarp?
after. I was 8 years old for street tubes, and now I'm like around 11 years old. Yeah, now I'm 11 years old. And
That's a funny name.
so I was like, okay, what can I do with this skateboard? And I snuck into my dad's tool shed, and I got a little hacksaw, and I start cutting the board. I'm 11 years old. I start cutting the board, and my dad was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm cutting up the skateboard. I'm gonna try to see what I can do with it." And I turned it into this mini skateboard.
So
and
pretty much right in front of the trucks.
Yeah, I cut it like it was a traditional skateboard, just like this around the truck. So it's just like a little bit smaller because I was like, I don't know,
Yeah.
let's see if it's fun. And I started doing it, and I was like, okay, let me play around with this design a little bit because the skateboard was wonky. It didn't really turn well. So then I just like every single day I would go to our local skate shop, Republic of California. Shout out. Love you, Greg. And I'd
Grab
go
old
and
decks.
I'd steal old skate decks that kids would leave behind, and I'd just start cutting them down. After like my 8th try, I came up with this design where I cut off the back tail, I cut it down the middle so it was a square, and then I drill new truck holes, and then I put the trucks in, and surprisingly enough, that was like the best prototype, and it worked great. And then I realized that I could fit in my locker, so I could skate to school, and then I could put it in my backpack as well. So I was like, okay, this is actually like a pretty cool idea. I'm going to try to go sell this at lunch to all my other buddies. So I made a ton of them.
And you're 11 years old?
I was 11 years old, 6th grade, and I started slinging them at lunch to people for like $20. And it was working, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make like an Instagram for this. I'm gonna make like a funny video. And
You're making money on $20, like.
Yeah, I know. I mean, hey,
Free decks from Republic.
free decks
Yeah.
from Republic, $20 profit. Are you kidding me?
Wait, what about the trucks?
I would give them to them as decks. I didn't put trucks.
Oh,
or
so you tell them to go put their own.
yeah,
trucks. Okay.
and then
That makes sense. Here's a chopped up old deck for $20.
yeah, but it worked. It was with
No, I'm
Lockerboard.
not
It was
saying
all,
it didn't.
with Lockerboard, it was all the marketing.
Yeah.
And then
What a cool fucking name, too.
I know
It is a good
Lockerboard.
name.
Hey, and then so you're gonna like my first tagline even more. So I made this Instagram video, and it was basically just me like skating around the school, and I put it in the locker, and then I closed the locker, and I just said this on tape. I just came up with the tagline right away. I was like, take it to school and stick it in. That was my tagline.
God, bro.
That was my first tagline.
Of course that shit went viral too because you're like 11 with
Yeah,
your
I was
goofy
11.
side part
And I
fucking saying that. Jesus.
And I woke up the next morning to my Instagram, and it had like thousands of views,
Of course.
and a bunch of likes. And I was
We
like,
need to do that.
I was like,
Yeah. Stick it in.
and I was like,
Youth bags.
I was like,
Stick
holy
it
shit!
in.
Parents got pissed about that tagline. I ended up changing it, but
Of course.
of course.
Youth Magazine, flick the pages. Yes.
But that's hilarious.
You do need to get Reef like center spreads coming out and posters.
Oh, you'll see soon. But
Edition 3, watch out.
Edition 3, watch out.
Got that call soon.
But yeah, it blew up from there, and it turned into like a full business. I built a website. I started getting sales like all over the country right away. It was crazy. Fred Swiggles, rest in peace. He wrote for the San Clemente Times. He did my first story on me. Then that got picked up by this website called Newsela that posted it, and it was basically for students to write articles on certain things. So kids were writing articles on my product, and then it just took off from there.
Viral.
It went viral, and then I'll just kind of train roll into it. The story of getting on Shark Tank goes back to street tubes. When I was, it's such a crazy story. I was in Mammoth, And it was right when we came up with the final product of Street Tube, so we took some product shots, right?
In Mammoth.
And then we're staying at this hotel, right? And we hop in the elevator, and then we go down one floor, and then now this guy walks into the elevator wearing a Shark Tank sweatshirt, right? And my dad asked him, he was like, have you been on Shark Tank? Because I've watched Shark Tank ever since I was young.
Yeah.
Awesome my
show.
whole
Me too,
family,
I love it.
always loved Shark Tank. Like,
We watched.
and he was like, I'm actually
Great.
the executive producer.
Oh,
and
shit.
Oh my God.
and in real time, I grabbed my mom's phone. And I said, pull up the pictures. I grabbed my mom's phone. I'm giving this guy, the executive producer, a real-time elevator pitch.
Yeah.
A real-time elevator pitch in an elevator, showing him my product. And I'm like,
The Street Tube product.
I'm like, let me get your card. Let me get your business card. 8 years old. And he was like, you're a little too young to go on the show, but keep in touch with me.
Yeah.
So every 6 months for like 4 years, I'd reach out to him and just tell him like what I was up to.
Yeah.
Then I sent him an email about Lockerboard, and he got back to me. He was like, I want to have you on the show.
That's epic.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, was your dad tripping in the elevator? Like,
Bro,
because
my dad and my mom, we walked out of the elevator, we're like, whoa.
You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
And
it didn't happen quickly, but your persistence with it,
yeah.
and then
I mean, what are the chances of that ever happening again? You
I
gotta
know, right?
strike. You gotta.
And that's the big thing with like seizing the moment, you
Yeah.
know, for everybody. It's like you never know when your opportunity will come. That was my opportunity, and I was 8 years old, you know.
yeah.
I mean, part of it though isn't just part of it is just having something and being ready for the opportunity, right? Like
Yeah.
setting yourself up to be in that spot, obviously,
Yeah.
is the main thing there.
Yeah.
and you should,
Yep.
and you know your product like no other. You are the walking sales pitch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you just have
It's
to
easy.
get it in the right ears and eyes in front of it.
100%.
Yeah.
Because you've probably talked about it every day for,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
What it was
Great.
either Kobe or Michael Jordan that said, "You never
Min-
miss the shot you don't take."
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
is that right?
Crazy.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
You know.
You miss 100%
Sounded
of the
really
shots
good.
don't
I'll
take.
give you the
You miss
benefit of the
100% of
doubt.
the shots you don't take. That's
That's
what
it.
So
That's another good one.
3 years later, you come up with Lockerboard.
Yeah,
you hit this
then
guy
hit
up.
this guy up. He's like, I'm ready to have you on the show. So we're like, whoa.
And at what time? At that point,
Did he
you
reach out
have?
to you, or you?
I sent him an email with my website and what I was doing, and he reached back and he was
And what
like,
kind of dollars were you doing right before you come to the?
Yeah,
come
I'm
on the
curious.
show?
I never asked. Like, what was your revenue going into the show?
So going into the
Tell
show,
me every number.
well,
like
I
this.
want to know everything.
Legally, I can't go into details after the show.
Yeah.
In fact. But before the show, I mean, it was easy. It turned into me selling complete skateboards, and I was sourcing all the trucks and wheels locally, and I would sell them for, I think it was like $65. I was selling the boards, and I'd get the decks for free.
Still
So
getting
that was your
decks for
pitch,
free.
like recycled
That's
board.
crazy. You were
Yeah.
still getting the decks for free.
Yeah, I was getting the decks for free. Actually, shout out to Steve Van Doren, Vans. He hooked me up with a program where all 3 of the local Van stores, he donated all the skate decks to me, and they'd get dropped off every month at my house.
But so for
Yeah.
those that don't know, if you've never been, shame on you if you've never been in a core skate shop, but they usually have a trash can
For old
for
skate decks.
decks that, you know,
Yeah.
hey, they bring in their old, they're switching the gear, putting on
Yeah.
the trucks on the new board, blah, blah, blah. Those decks are $5, $10, you
Yeah.
know, whatever, sometimes free.
Sometimes free, yeah.
Yeah, usually something. So you ran out of your local shop, so now you had
Yeah.
to expand where you could get other.
Yeah, and that
free
was cool
free decks from-
because it was upcycling too, where it's like I'm taking a product that
People
was
love
probably
That's your pitch.
that was
People love
art that were gonna go in the trash.
Yeah.
And then it was like every skateboard was unique. Every
Yeah.
skateboard looked different, you know?
Like that whole thing is wrapped in a perfect little package for Shark Tank.
It is.
You know,
it
how
is.
to-
And plus
it
the
is.
You're
age.
young,
Yeah.
number one. You're entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Spell
That's a
it.
tongue twister.
the name of your product
Yeah.
and the sustainability
Yeah.
upcycle part of it.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're a wonder kid.
I'll be honest, it was all marketing, right? Because I mean, I was cutting skateboards in my backyard. right?
Okay, so
I mean,
what kind of numbers were you doing like before the show? You don't have to tell us
before
after.
the show, I mean, like I would
A couple thousand a month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a couple thousand a month, right?
Pretty
And
good
then
for a-
pretty good for 11-year-old. And then I would say
And then after the Shark Tank show aired,
grew 300%.
Just
Yeah.
through your website. Just so the
Through my
market,
website,
just for those that get on the show, the visibility, the marketing,
Yeah.
they're walking away and they're going to see a huge uptick.
I mean,
Yeah,
these are
just going on the
millions
show.
of
Of viewers.
viewers.
Deal
Yeah.
or not, you know?
Yeah.
there's viewers who buy, like they go
they-
on Shark Tank and they just buy the
They
product
just
that they
have
like.
their
Yeah.
phone next to them and they're waiting to buy.
So with
QB,
With
it's a QVC.
Locker board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
did you sell to other shops or just sell direct?
I was in Jack's, and then a few other like select shops, but it wasn't my retail. I wasn't big in retail. I was getting my main revenue stream through my website.
So did you?
Just like now.
yeah,
like now.
did you?
Pick us up, retailers.
Did
No, I'm kidding.
did a
Missing out
shark
on free
sign
money.
up?
Yeah, so I had 3 sharks that wanted to jump in.
Damn.
It was Mark Cuban,
Yeah.
right?
What could have been?
What could have been? Robert Hedgevac,
Yeah.
and then a guest shark, Sir Richard Branson. the
Oh,
owner of
Virgin.
Yeah.
He had the best deal.
And you were a virgin.
I was
When
a
you made a
virgin.
deal with it.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
He's gnarly.
I love Richard. I
Yeah.
ended up going with him, and he is
For
he's-
what? For what was the deal?
Investment.
It was
Oh, yeah, yeah.
65,000 for 20%. And he is my biggest mentor.
Yeah.
Right? That guy is so cool. And the craziest thing is that he built a team for me to be in contact with and everything. And so I would have like weekly checkups with them. Now it's dwindled down a bit, but it's like I'm still in contact with them.
Yeah.
And they're so amazing and supportive, and they help me out a ton. And he taught me like a lot of good advice just in business
Yeah.
in general.
That's cool. What year was this? Like
I was 11 years old, so I would say around 2016.
2016. So you saw, rampant growth for the first few years. You said it's kind of tailored off a little bit, or is
Yeah,
it
it's
still-
tailored off a bit. I was thinking about selling it.
Yeah.
Then I didn't like any of the people that wanted to buy it. So I well, basically the story was Whammo. Do you know Whammo? They make like
Yeah.
hacky sacks and
Yeah.
everything. So
Huge
they
brand.
huge brand.
Huge brand.
Mattel,
They,
Whammo.
they,
The best frisbees,
they
the
invested,
best-
so they were paying me royalties, right? It was a 4-year contract. Right when I signed with them, COVID hit, right? So none of the product moved, and then the contract ended, and it was like, okay, what do I do from here? Was thinking about selling it. I didn't like the idea after a couple months of selling it, so I'm keeping it for now. I eventually want to turn it into like a nonprofit to help students go into like trade or entrepreneurial stuff or
Nice.
something like that at some point.
Yeah.
But I have other priorities right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
More important.
So
Yeah.
I know you want to dog on Edison, but they have a great entrepreneurial
No, they do.
program.
It's
there.
great.
Side
It's
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
That's cool.
and it's exactly where
something I think every high school
it should be.
have, yeah.
It should be a
Because-
program that is
because
more.
I went to college for a year, and I didn't like it. I was taking a business class, and I remember I asked the teacher, I was like, "Have you ever ran a business before?" And she was like, "No."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well, I don't see a point in me being here." Other than it's like you could take like accounting classes and then like marketing and then like learn
That's what I
about
say about every
that entire
politician.
side of it. You can learn about that entire side of it,
You read
but then
business?
it's like you're gonna learn more just doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I learned way more in locker board than I did in any class I've been in my entire life.
And that's hands-on.
And with this, I've learned more. The print industry is crazy, and there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
sure.
Behind
It's
running
not
a
even just
business.
a print,
And
yeah,
now it's like, okay, how do we market a product in a descending market, right? And I would say we're killing it right now, and it's definitely a learning curve. Nothing like locker board,
Yeah.
but I love it. I love doing
Yeah.
this.
It's great.
So you'll never run out of content, because of just how many interesting
Exactly.
people, how
Exactly.
many killer products.
That's
or-
not the issue. Definitely not.
No, no.
Those are
It's
not the issues.
it's just putting the package together.
it'll take you years just to get through San Clemente personalities.
Wow, yeah.
You're right. It's true.
And it was, I
That is
mean,
true.
San Clemente's like so deep and rich. In
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a village of
but just
people to.
yeah, I
interview.
mean, those are easy access. It's kind of when we started our podcast. It was easy to get. There's so much history and people that are right here in our backyard, but it's like, hey, we just can't be this Huntington, Orange County, like, you know, podcast. We got to have.
We could.
everybody. We could, but we
you
want
know,
to. We want to be
lucky.
diverse.
We're lucky that we have a, you know, between him being an ex-pro surfer and both of us being in the industry, our network is wide.
Yeah.
So that
Sure.
helps, you know,
But
Yeah.
you know,
get everybody
for
from-
distribution, you want to pick up
Yeah,
exactly.
key stories that
Exactly.
you know
Well,
that is relevant
funny- yeah.
within good markets like, hey, Santa Cruz, LA, Santa Barbara, you
Yeah.
know, East
Well,
Coast.
We
wherever.
actually, funny thing about this is like when we started, like obviously Carson was in the board sports industry before, but we had zero Rolodex. I mean,
In print.
not just in print, like in athletes. Like
This
we
thing
didn't
is
know.
beefy, you guys.
Yeah.
1.2 pounds. Yeah. So funny part, we didn't have the contacts.
Sounds like a lot of money.
We
Yeah,
didn't
it
have the
smells good.
contacts. Also, we didn't
had
know.
zero contacts.
We had no background in print. We didn't know how to make a
Well,
magazine.
so I was gonna go into the story thing. Is like we had no contacts, and we had our first magazine we wanted to make, right? And so it's like we knew nothing. We didn't even know what like we wanted the actual like stories to be.
Yep.
We knew like surfing was gonna be a part of it, of course, and we knew like skating
All the
was gonna
board
be
sports.
linked to that. Yeah.
All the board sports.
But it's like, okay, do we do like some fashion? Do we do like this and that? And it's like we wanted it to be wide, and we had to kind of shrink it down so it's not too all over the place. But we had zero Rolodex. So like the funny part is like goes back to that like putting the time in is like me and Carson were like, okay, we want to cover this person, right? We would Instagram DM them, right? What other options do we have? Find their email, find their manager. I don't know. So we would just send them a DM, and so
Thousands.
1,000 like.
Thousands.
1 in 100 famous athletes or photographers actually get back to you, obviously, when you have 300 followers on your Instagram. Still don't have a giant following, but now it's like a name that people kind of know. So basically, we would send hundreds of DMs, and I was like, me and Carson would go on FaceTime, and we would just like scroll on our reels and be like, oh, that surfer's sick. We know that guy's. We would paste the DM in, paste their name in. We did this like probably a month straight.
Of just every night.
Of just DMing, and we got no responses for like weeks, and then it was like slowly they'd start to come in. It was like 3 weeks after we DM them, they'd respond, and like one of the first one, and like we would be on FaceTime every night working on it and trying to like build it, and one of the first people that responded to our direct message was Tom Survey,
Yeah.
and
great guy.
we literally,
Oh my God. I was off
were
the
like,
wall.
we were like yelling, so we would go on FaceTime and be like, holy shit, Tom just responded, like, oh my God. And then we'd be like, okay, wait, what are we gonna say? Like, oh shit, like, what are we gonna respond
We were
with?
so nervous.
And so we would set up a call, whatever, and then from then we'd have, Tom, and like, Tom is involved in the magazine, and that would just keep going until
That's a
we
huge
basically-
name to have.
100%. And so
he
we
shot
would
the
use,
cover of this one.
Yeah. So Tom Survey actually shot the cover of our
Number
second
2.
edition, and
Yeah.
we wanted him specifically to shoot it because just like a legend in the print scene, like
Yeah.
had so many covers, great guy, like was a part of our first one as well with some stories. Like
His
Kai
library
Lenny.
of images has got to be
Oh,
one,
it's
of
stupid.
one of the
So-
gnarliest.
So really quick into
Crazy.
that is after I think our first issue came out, I went to his house in Dana Point and was bringing him magazines, and he's like, hey, come back to my studio. And I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be crazy, right? Because it's like his photography studio and it's all like prints. So I mean, he just has just phone, drawers of just prints, and it's like, I mean, think of it like Tom Curran. Oh, you want to see like Kelly Slater? Cool. Like any name, just say a name
yeah.
from like the past like whatever 20, 30 years, and it's just like there, and he has it all organized, crazy, and it's also all film. Like it was all film stuff too. So
Yeah.
he has the like I don't even necessarily know how like film works, but I know a little bit to where the point where it's like he has all his like scans, and it's like all this. He has his
Yeah.
booth set
He has
up
his
and a light
box.
room. Yeah. So it was cool. It was really cool to see. He probably didn't even think I was enjoying it, but I was like the whole time I was just like looking around like, wow, look, that is sick. Like just all the crazy photos. But so yeah, we had guys like Tom, and then it started to become the athletes responding, and eventually we started to basically have. We started to basically go, okay, now we need to like put it together, right? So it's like we didn't have any digital design background, but it's not like we had thousands of dollars to pay a designer to do
Yeah.
it. So basically we got it together where it was like international stories. We had because we had to reach so wide, because even the San Clemente boys like wouldn't respond. Like sometimes we'd like, you know, even we message like some of the up and coming kids, and they just don't even see it, right? Because their DMs are full, and it's like we're not a verified account, whatever. So got to the point where we got stuff from around the world, artists. I mean, check out our first edition. It has kind of a wide range of stuff,
crazy.
A little bit wider than this even, because it was so like open, and we just shotgunned it out.
Who's gonna respond?
Exactly. Which we only reached out to cool dudes, so like everyone who responded, we were going to be stoked on. Like we didn't reach out to anyone we didn't want to have in the magazine.
No BC
exactly.
reels is all A-listers.
Exactly. I'm not. Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is, where was I going with this? So we ended up having to lay it out. So I had never designed whatever digital. I mean, I took a Photoshop class in high school. It's about it. And so I start putting it together, and it's a lot to learn InDesign, which is like kind of what everyone lays magazines out on. You can't really do it on Photoshop, right? Because the InDesign has all the pages. And so Adobe InDesign, I'm figuring it out. I'm literally just watching YouTube tutorials, asking ChatGPT, like, how do I do this? And like, it's very frustrating. And it was probably 6 hours a day. And did that for months. And then
when did you guys conceptualize?
About a year ago, last year.
So you guys are just fresh into this.
Yeah, we're flying in. So
first episode was like September?
Yeah. So our first mag came out in September-ish.
Yeah.
So we're laying it out.
2024?
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
So we're laying it out, and we need so interesting coffee we had is Debbie Pesman. She owns Surfer's Journal.
Wow.
She's in like my grandma's book club or something, and so I got her contact, and I was like, hey, this is the cool part about living in San Clemente. I was like, hey, can we grab coffee? Debbie was the best. She gave it to us straight, and she's like, you guys know nothing. We knew nothing.
Yeah.
She didn't. I don't know if she said that, but she was like, okay, look, how many pages is your mag going to be? And me and Carson are like,
60.
Yeah, we were like, 60 sounds cool. And she's like, you realize that's like literally like a fourth of what the Surfer's Journal is, like size-wise? And we're like, okay, whatever, 100. And then we're like, and then she's like, no, you can't do 100. It's by eights because it gets printed in eights, and then they cut it. And then we're like, okay, shit, we really know nothing.
You got really lucky.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, we did.
We talked to Debbie, and so she tells us all this information, and we're like, okay, shit, like we're gonna make our mag 128 pages. We only have 80 something pages of content, blah blah blah. So then it's like, okay, back in the train of getting people in, blah blah blah, and we end up reaching out to this guy Mick Sowery out of Australia. He basically an artist, really like amazing photographer, also a surfer. He's like in his 70s, charges bells still on a big.
He lives
huge.
right out in front of
and
Bells.
he lives right in front of Bells. I think he had like 4,000 followers, but we just loved his photos. So we were like, we want to have incredible photos and award winning. So we're like, okay, we want to have this guy's photos. So we send him a DM like we always do, and he responds, and then hop on a call with him, and he's like, so like, can I see like what are you guys doing with the I think this is how, and he's like, can I see like what are you guys doing with the magazine? And I'm like on my InDesign, and so I'm showing him our spreads, and first of all he's like, I'll send you photos, whatever you want. It was really generous, sends us photos for the magazine, and then he's like, let's see your guys' InDesign, right? Little did I know he actually has 20 plus years in print media, laying it out.
Everything.
He owned he was like part owners of the Great Ocean Quarterly. He laid all this stuff out for the Great Ocean Quarterly.
He makes mini zines for Patagonia.
Yeah, it's an ocean. Great Ocean Quarterly. It's like they're discontinued right now, but it's an ocean magazine, super high end, exactly like what we wanted to do. So I'm showing him my spreads that I made, and I'm like, yeah, like this page is sick. Like look at how sick this looks. And he's like, he's like, do you guys want advice? Like I do this, and we were like, hell yeah, like. Let's hop on another call next week, and you can like leave me notes and stuff, and we can go over it, and I'll tell you about design and stuff. Then we get on the next call.
He had it all done.
And I had so we get on the next call, and I'm like, there's so much stuff I didn't even know. Some of the stuff he's talking about is typography, like how the words look. We had different fonts throughout. He's like, no, you got to be consistent with your type font and your typeface, so the reader respect the reader. Yeah. You got to know the right sizing.
Margins.
And then he's talking about margins and page bleeds, and we're like, okay, like,
what the fuck are you?
What are we gonna fucking do? Like, I was stressing. I was sweating my ass out every night trying to.
You're like, we're killing it.
Lay the margins.
Shit, we're freaking.
Yeah, we thought we were killing it.
You look at the early days of
oh my god, the spreads
these
were bad.
layouts. They are like
the spreads were terrible.
Looking at them.
The spreads were terrible. So I'm like, okay.
Can
how
I
are we gonna
stop you for a
second?
Yeah. So when you, like I asked you, you conceptualized the magazine a year ago.
About a little more than that now. Yeah.
And when you're sitting there thinking we're gonna come up with a magazine, we're gonna do this, this, and this, you have to like separate tasks, right? Like, did you think about that?
We did not think about that. We still need to
dial it in.
Yeah, but it was kind of just like what you think you're best at, you're doing at that point in time.
Because like you're opening up a huge like
there's 50 tasks.
Yeah,
all at once that need to get done, and still today. It's
and like you know, in the beginning, it's all like, you know, you're a serial entrepreneur.
100%.
So you're lucky that you partnered up with this guy.
It was a great chance.
But you're like a go-getter.
Yeah.
You know, and you're gonna do whatever it takes, wear as many hats as you need to. But when you're initially coming up with, you know, we're gonna create a magazine, and not knowing anything else past that is fucking crazy.
Ballsy,
right?
It was insane.
It's ballsy.
Well, but we didn't even know what we were getting into too, because we were like, okay,
But
like we've
can
saved
I just
up.
say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
What's awesome is you guys don't care how you don't know anything, but you're gonna fucking do it.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, and I mean,
Right? Like,
with him,
You're not getting discouraged. You're getting
100%.
like, you know,
You're like
motivated.
okay, it's another lesson learned.
100%, and like right from the beginning, we knew we got some mentors early on, like guys like Tom and Debbie, and so we really listened to them, and everything they said was golden. But it's like with Carson early on, like really creative. Obviously, he's already done multiple companies, so Carson would kind of have ideas, and I feel like early on it was like, okay, I was trying to figure out how we're gonna get there, and kind of try and do like, okay, what is it gonna take to get to this idea that Carson had?
Yeah.
Obviously, at the time, we were both wearing we still are, just all trying to wear all the hats.
We're wearing 100 plus hats.
But so to finish the story with Mick is, I had laid it out, whatever. I'm reading all these notes. It's like the page bleeds, right? So you got to extend the photo past the line so that when the printer cuts,
Nothing gets left out.
nothing. Yeah. There's not a little white border, because if the photo is whatever size, it can mess things up. So, and then if you put a word too close to the edge and it gets cut off the bleed, then you're screwed there. So he's sending me all these things, and we're just like, oh, I really don't think I can do this. Anymore. Like it's not possible. So basically I get on the next call with him. Yeah, so he's really nice. He didn't say it was bad, but he's
nicely said it was horrible.
Yeah. So I get on a call with him, and we're starting to go over like the notes, I think, and I'm just like, I laugh, and I'm just like, oh, like, do you think you want to like join the team and like put it together for us? And I was expecting like sorry lads, like I'm sorry, like I have like 4 different like things going on right now, and I just don't have the time. And he just laughed, and he's like, I don't know why the fuck I'm doing this, but yes. And so he basically, and we were like, holy shit, because that was like a real professional. That was like the first person, we didn't hire him. That's the first person we got on the team.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, like, what is the mag going to be now? And so we already thought we were going to come out with it like a month later. We were like, okay, we're a month away from drop, right? And it was like my designed magazine. We were getting kind of close to the finishing touches.
Not even close.
And little did we know there was a lot more to be done. We didn't have a credits page. The type was still left up.
Are you figuring out costs?
No, this is no cost. We're just going for it. We don't even care about what anything's going to cost. Figure it out as it goes. So Mick's there, and he's like, look, boys, like I know you don't have much money. He's like, I'll do it without expecting a dime. He was that nice and liked us that much.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's probably was in your shoes at one point
100%.
in his life.
And he's a master at it.
And for him, it's probably inspiring in his way to get
100%.
back.
How lucky did you guys get with Tom
So,
Survey?
I mean, there's
Debbie
more. It's crazy.
There's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
So
That's
with
just-
him,
What's this guy's name again?
so
Mick, sorry, we love you, Mick.
Yeah,
Mick
Mick.
what? Sorry.
Mick.
Sorry.
Sowry. SOWRY.
Sowry. Okay.
And then Mick is MICK.
Dude.
So he's laying this thing
Good
out, and
on
now
you.
he's like, I'm restarting. Right? He's like, okay, if I'm doing it, like nothing. So he basically what he did is he says he took design inspiration. He did. He took design inspiration from what we already had. So when it comes to like header types and stuff, and obviously we had already got all the story contributions in at that point, and so he basically goes, all right, like I'm gonna design it, but he's like, I'm 70 something. He's like, I want to have you guys involved. So we're FaceTiming like every day. And so like I've talked to this guy probably every day for a year now, almost. And so like he's become our best friend, like amazing guy. We're yet to get out to Australia, but that's coming soon.
We've never
shook his hand in person. That's just how awesome like FaceTime and Zoom is. And so obviously we FaceTime to not pay the fee out to Australia for the phone calls. It would be $1 billion. But
what's up?
So so basically, he lays it out, and it takes him obviously it takes him a couple months at that point. So we're starting to push it back, and we're like getting stressed out, even though we don't even have a mag out and we don't have a subscriber base that we've promised a date to. We're just like wanting to get it done. We just want to get it done. We just want to put pressure on ourselves and just try and get it done. And so then we're like, okay, wait, let's get some quotes to go to print. Like Mick finished it, and it looked amazing. Like every time you make a spread, we were like, oh my god, thank God that he freaking laid this out.
Oh my god.
So, are you getting advertisers?
So I was about to go there. We were like, we got a quote from a bunch of printers, some in Texas, some in Colorado, some in California, and then this printer in Anaheim basically got us the best quote pretty much compared to all the other ones, and they told us it was going to be like $9,000.
It was $9,000
for 2,000.
So that was what you're.
Yeah. So we wanted to start small and start with 2,000. So we were like, okay. Basically, we were trying to go for the MOQ, minimum order quantity, and we were like, okay.
Which everybody said 2,000
is pretty much like what everyone says. That's where it starts. It goes 2, 5, 10.
And does that depend on how many pages, or just?
Well, so basically, we did the quote, and it was like, okay, we want it to be perfect bound. We knew we wanted it to be perfect bound because that's like the premier. Perfect binding is basically the premier where they glue it and they stitch it. And we knew we wanted it to be high quality because it's like, why would we make something that's not like the premier quality to us? We didn't want it to be like a brochure. And so
quality is everything.
Yeah, and so
you didn't want a stapled zine.
Exactly. We didn't want a saddle stitch. Exactly. No. So
look at this guy. Look at all this terminology.
Yeah. So basically,
saddle stitch.
Yeah. Basically, we got quotes, and it was expensive as hell, and we were like, okay, well, now it's time to do the DM thing that we did with all the athletes, but with companies.
Yeah.
And we started at smaller companies because it's smaller. First of all, we were pitching companies a magazine that didn't exist. So you can imagine
big brands would be like, yeah, hit us
hard.
up in a few years when you're successful.
Exactly. So you can imagine how gnarly it was. I mean, how many times we reached out to athletes, multiply that by 1,000 for companies. And so we were really lucky. We got some smaller, they're not small, but they do great numbers, but usually they're more local.
Young local brands.
And
they just believed in the idea.
I think they just saw 2 kids and were like, you know what? Take the money. If it comes out sick, it comes out sick. And we'll advertise with you again. If not, so be it. Whatever. And so we got the advertisers, and then we ran into so much stuff when it comes to print.
Who were your first advertisers?
Okay, so
RS.
Yeah, RS Surf. I want to thank Bennett Shepard. Awesome
you.
guy.
That was our very first.
Yep, and he's in this one as well. Here, I'll pull
he's
it up.
He's a surfboard shaper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so they do glassing. Yeah, and they do a lot of white label. They make great boards.
How many pages did you slot for advertising?
We didn't. We just literally were as much as we can get. So this is RS's ad in our second issue. But basically RS, and then the other one was One More Wave. They're a foundation. Basically, they get veterans custom boards and stuff down in San Diego that need it, that have a leg amputated. They'll make a custom board, and they paddle out with them too. And
you did an article with them in your second issue.
In our first issue, we did an article. Yeah. So we did kind of an advertorial. We told them we'd lay out the ad for them,
which is killer.
Yeah, and it looked awesome.
I'm big on editorial ads.
And Jose, and it was Jose Martinez.
Reader.
It was, I think his last name Martinez.
Yes, I think so.
Jose, I know his first name's Jose, but he was the athlete on that spread, on that ad, and that was a fan favorite. We put it right at the front because it's a great cause, and so that was our 2. Those were our 2 firsts.
Yeah. Of
advertisers, and even in this issue, we had a
lot
of trouble.
How much did it end up costing to produce?
About $9,000. So
$9,000.
So me and Carson put in a couple grand each, and then the rest was all for advertising. So that was without a magazine out or anything. And so obviously when we clicked purchase on that first one, we were like, okay, shit, now we're negative whatever you can imagine. And so we're just holy shit, I hope this sells. So we had no idea.
$9,000 to produce how much profit?
How much profit on our first issue? So on our first issue,
well, if you're gonna $15 an issue,
on our first issue, we pretty much broke even. Yeah. just from our first issue. And we had people tell us that like we'd be lucky to break even on our 5th issue. And so like to get like close to there, so we pretty much broke even on our first issue, and then right when we did that, we went negative a few grand again because we just gave it right to Mick as like a thank you, and he didn't ask for any money, and it was just like an awesome feeling to
Dude, that's
And 1,000
Yeah.
plus sweat equity hours of
we don't even
learning
calculate.
and-
We can't even
We
calculate
can't
the
even
sweat
calculate
equity.
it. I
It's
don't
not
care
possible.
about at this point. I don't care about getting paid. I just want to produce the.
So $9,000 is a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of
What it could have been
business
is nothing.
and entrepreneurship is not that much.
No, it's nothing. And my
Right?
dad even tells
But
me, he's like,
for
yeah,
two 19-year-olds.
of course.
Yes.
I think we were 18 at the time. No, 19.
I was 18.
You were 18,
You were
I was
19.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, this could be a big thing.
Exactly.
Right?
So, and the
So
thing
the
is,
initial
yeah,
thing of $9,000, right, isn't that much.
Yeah.
It could turn into like,
millions.
hopefully, you know.
Millions, yeah. And so the thing is, my dad would always say, he would always remind me because we would be stressed about like the numbers and stuff. And he's like, bro, you're playing with like nothing right now. And he's like, you're lucky that it's a magazine because it's so scalable. Whatever, like the print industry is kind of scalable to where it's like, you know, first of all, you can raise your MOQs, and like we start small, so we're careful. We do 2,000, and then it's like all the photographers and contributors who are super gracious to give us photos, and then it's like we have Mick doing layouts for what he thought was free, and still obviously hooking us up because like we didn't pay him as much as it should have costed, right?
Yeah.
And so we've just gotten so lucky, like with costs, and part of it is like obviously we're younger, and it's like people see the vision too, and all we're excited about to make, we want to make a bunch of money doing this, but we want to just give back to the people that helped us and like pay our team real salaries. Like that's like our big goal.
I want to create a killer product and create a community for people.
Yeah,
That's what
for
I
sure.
want.
Yeah.
That's all
You,
that matters. to
you
me.
want to create a lucrative business, not just for yourselves, but for a team.
For a team.
For sure.
You know,
For
that's
the community, yeah.
that's what's beautiful and awesome and honorable about entrepreneurship and small business owners.
Yeah.
Like,
It starts small, you know, with
We-
just
Yeah.
one or two people,
Yeah.
you know, working.
and it grows.
Becomes bigger than yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We worked at Huntington Surf and Sport, right? And
Yeah.
the guy, Aaron Pye, bought it from the original owners in 1978, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since then, he's provided thousands of jobs,
Yeah.
you know, and put in, you know, donations and fucking fundraisers and whatever.
Yeah.
Not just for him and his family, but for, you know, guys like us, you know? So that's what we love. We love that about all the independently owned surf shops, you know,
Yeah.
around the country, around the world,
Of course.
and independent business ventures like what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
Thank
100%.
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say an interesting story about our first issue though, is like we were really scared to like put that money in because what we thought was a lot of money. I mean, it still is, and so we finally get to the point where we can drop it, and you can imagine it's like, okay, how do we do a website? And there's like all these steps, and then it's like, okay, like,
How do we sell?
Yeah.
We got-
and then it's like,
we got
okay, now
staff.
we have our product. So it's like, okay, we finally finished our product, and how are we gonna market it? All that stuff. So we just basically, we've been making like some basic Instagram content, whatever, and we put out the magazine. I was moving my brother into college, so I was basically on the way to his place in Utah, and so we went together.
And I was in Ohio for the entire summer doing door-to-door sales.
Yeah. So he was already doing door-to-door sales to make some
Yeah.
money. And
In
then,
Ohio?
oh,
Yeah.
brutal pest
control.
Brutal. Yeah. So
Pest
For
control.
pest control?
yeah, so we were like both
Termites?
busy. So and we were both busy, but we had the drop scheduled and everything on Instagram and all that. And basically I was going into Zion to like go hiking or whatever, and so there was no Wi-Fi like as it was going. So I was like stressing the whole time, like what's going on? Because there's no Wi-Fi and I can't see like orders and stuff. And then we start to drive out, and my phone starts to get cell service again, and I have like the notifications turned on. I didn't even know I turned them on.
The coin.
Yeah. So we hear it, and it's like cha-ching, 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 and I'm like, what the hell? Like, and I'm freaking out with my parents, literally like freaking out. because like I don't know what we expected. We honestly we were gonna be happy with like 50 orders on drop day, and it like tripled that, like, or doubled that, like a lot more than 50, whatever. So we were just like freaking out that day, and then from then on it was like, okay, we gotta do it now. It's like
Who's handling the distribution for you guys? You your own?
we ship them out of our garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think we're gonna pay a
No.
shipping house $2,000? It's like
Yeah.
double.
We don't even have business cards, bro.
Yeah.
Those are coming.
They're coming soon.
So
So
we're
wait.
we're literally shipping them out of our garage. We have fucking magazines stacked up to the damn ceiling. You could imagine
Oh my
2,000.
What
You think
is your
2,000 is a
day
lot.
job?
So I was in school, and so basically I also did baseball hitting lessons. That's how the way I was able to afford the initial print was baseball hitting lessons. I charged $60 for a 45-minute lesson, $60. So I would do hitting lessons with kids. Yeah. So that's
Mikey Walsh.
not taking any hitters anymore because I'm too busy for the magazine. But it was cool with the hitting lesson thing. I got like 2 family friendish hitters or whatever, and then basically got them to the point where they were good, and their teammates were like looking at them, going like, "Oh, like who do you hit with?" So they would just refer, and then I had like 15 clients like throughout like freshman year of college, and doing hitting lessons that way. Saved up enough money, and that's how it started. Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm sure this is probably true for other magazines. They would keep, a stash of originals. You know, like you don't sell to the piece. You're not selling 2,000.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Oh, we got a stash.
You got a stash.
We have a staff.
We do.
Did anybody in the Tom, or what was the girl from Surfers Journal? Debbie, or
Husband.
anybody tell you like, hey, like, yeah, you want to sell, but you also want to keep like.
Yes. I forgot who, but someone was like, oh, it was Bob. So another really great mentor, Bob Mignonia. How do you pronounce his last name?
Mignona.
Mignona.
Miggs.
It's a tough. We call him
Miggs.
Miggs. It's a tough
Yeah.
last name. So
Love
that
that
was
guy.
more recent, but
Love that guy.
basically, he's a big supporter, big mentor. Has taught us a lot. He was like, you guys need to keep a few boxes where no termites can get to them. And
Yeah.
we're like, okay, so we like whatever, have that set aside. Hopefully one day
Because your return on those will be,
So
Yeah, and
hopefully one day we release like our
the
first edition
handful that
again
we
for a little
signed
bit.
will sell for millions.
yeah. No,
Hopefully.
but
So that's the goal. Is like
people,
it's a
become
collector's
a
item.
fan and a loyal customer. They're like, man, I just found this, magazine,
Yeah.
and you're on episode or edition
Edition 2.
20 or whatever. Fudge. What about going back and getting the previous one?
Exactly,
Are you going to launch this in a digital form at one point too?
No.
So we say no right now because we're trying to basically grow a product that has some respect, and like getting someone to buy, especially our age, buy a magazine right now.
Yeah.
When it costs like the same as a burrito, it's like, okay, magazine or burrito, it's like, in order to get a kid to actually spend the money, is like, we can't give them necessarily a good alternative, or else they're not going to buy the print. So basically, we're going like the full core route of just like only print, and we're releasing like snippets, and we'll release the first spread of a story, just to be like, hey, finish the rest of the story by buying our mag, right?
Yeah.
But we don't want to release our magazine content digitally. Sometimes obviously we'll do like interviews and we'll do like videos, but the mag itself,
It takes
right
away
now,
the novelty.
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
having
I'm just looking at it as more
You got to
as
keep it.
like a collector. How do you?
Or it's like, oh, you have a premium.
Oh, you're saying if someone
subscription.
misses out on the first one, how do they like get it? If
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of business sense. Like you develop these core fans that now they're subscribing, and then they're like, man, how do I get my hands on these older
Yeah.
issues? And you can't go to the printer and like, hey, can you do another 100 because it's just gonna gouge you.
Well,
you
we're
know?
probably gonna what like our plan, like we want to probably what we'll end up doing is like doing a re-release
Yeah.
of like we have a few, like let's just say like our first issue we have like a couple hundred, right? We'll probably maybe in 5 years when we're on episode we're on edition 40.
No, it's just I
release
just
100 of our backlogged ones and charge I don't know.
no, I don't know. I just brought it up because that's
Yeah.
things I think about. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
I got the one issue you guys gave me, and I was like, dude, these are like
Collectors.
killer,
Yeah.
like a coffee table
Yeah,
book
thank
that it's not
That's
like
what we're going for.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah.
you want a collection of these.
Like Stab is only digital. It's not even a magazine anymore. They're more like a
Yeah.
Media,
They're
just
just-
all media.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then our friends that started What Youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big name thing. We were gonna mention What Youth when we were coming up with the name. we were trying to decide what to do, and we wanted to not be too close to them and stuff. So,
but they've turned into Inherent Bummer, right? And for us, like, we're big fans of it all.
Yeah.
You know, digital, print, like, for us,
Just
you're
promoting
helping
personalities and lifestyle.
You're helping the industry, you know?
For sure,
It's helping the culture, the industry, the sport. Like, what you guys do is amplify. Because with Slater, we talked about, you know, MTV. Like, what MTV meant to all of us, you know? It was such a huge, you know, shot in the arm. And things like that are gone. And what's cool is, like, you guys are young, but you have an old, enterprising spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're crazy going into print in 2025. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I mean,
No.
the thing, I mean, about the risk, like, I think in order to kind of go like viral or like make a big company now, it has to, like, everyone's doing everything, and so you have to do something the opposite of what everyone's doing. That's what's going to get attention. And I mean, especially even think about the athletes. Imagine if we were doing a digital mag and we hit up like Cole Houshman to like be in it. He'd be like, okay, like, cool, I'll be in another Instagram post, like, whatever. I have this many followers, I'm bigger anyways. This is like a good way to separate it, and it's also a good place for young athletes to get excited about being in. Like, it's only out 3 times a year. I'm in one of the issues. Like, that's awesome. And so, like,
and then
Cole told us that was his first cover
too.
shot. He's on the CT, and that's his first cover shot. And we were like,
And
I didn't know that.
That's a bummer for these young athletes that didn't grow up in that era.
Yeah.
Like, I made a good living by having pictures in the magazines. I got paid by having pictures in the magazine, and it's a badge of honor. Like, that's going to live on forever. So those guys, you're only as good as your last clip or post or contest result. Where when, you know, you get a photo in the mag, it's like, dude, I'm in the, you know, like, it's just a different feeling, and it's unfortunate.
Such an honor, right?
It is. For the photographers too.
Yeah.
Every photographer wants to be in print because it lives on.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
can't scroll it away. I mean, that's the other thing too with, like,
Scroll it away.
Yeah.
That's a good tagline too.
100 don't unscrollable. I don't know, but people, companies are spending all this money on, like, making all these cool posts, but you get 100 posts down and no one's scrolling to it anymore. And so, like, we're even seeing it now. I think we have like 130 posts out in however long, but like, no one sees our first post, and it's like, basically, this is just a good alternative to, you know, even for businesses to advertise in, but also just for the athletes to live on, like you said. So
and I wanted to bring up your QR code concept, which kind of brings in both worlds. You got the print, and then you got the digital aspect where you're driving sales to, you know, I don't know, the brand or some link, some product, or that artist or whatever.
So the QR code thing, this is a great use of it. Basically, we did a gatefold spread in this issue where we wanted to do like a Where's Waldo game, but make it Where's Youth. And so we had this amazing artist, Tio, from New York. He did that custom thing at T Street, but with all the hidden youth logos in it. When you get a chance, you should, like, kind of see it. There's like some really hard ones to find. We wanted it to be hard, and we wanted there to be a lot, kind of like like some of the harder Where's Waldo ones. But we basically said, okay, if you count how many there is, like, scan and send us how much, and then you get like a hoodie or whatever. Like, I think it says win some merch. So we'll probably send them whatever, like whatever we have in stock. But
and then it's cool for the advertisers too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it's like they can. It's like, oh, this cool surfboard. It's like, scan this QR code, go to our website, order.
So
it.
easy,
You know, it makes it easy for the consumer.
The consumer's so lazy, and it's like you have to type in.
Everyone's lazy.
Yeah. What's heavy is
it's just convenience, you know. Like, lazy because of convenience.
100%.
You got to hand it to people.
What I was kind of thinking of when you guys were talking about this. You picked a business venture that is old, right? Print. And you guys are young, and during COVID, like, we get bummed at it because it's a trip, because COVID shut everything down, but it was the biggest boom in our industry.
Definitely.
You know, like, it was crazy how everyone started surfing, skateboarding, anything outdoors. That industry blew up. Every fucking industry blew up. And now that we're past that, it's a trip. The e-bikes have kind of taken over that e-bike trend, and it's kind of killed skateboarding.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know, it's made this younger generation different. Their
For
interests, their
It killed a lot of, I'd say a lot of sports and
surfing.
a lot of,
you know what I mean? Like we have a lot of surfers, but they're not like avid, diehard, like
There's a lot of
Everybody
diehard
has
skaters and surfers like a couple of years ago, and now it's kind of dwindled out.
It's dwindled out.
But people still love it. People still love to watch it and
Yeah.
have an appreciation for it, which
And
is cool.
we need things like YUTH Magazine, to engage that younger generation.
And to get people excited to go outside and go skate, surf,
Yeah.
or snow, because it's like you'll scroll on Instagram, right, and you'll watch the sickest surf clip you've ever seen in your life. Chances are that person that watches that probably isn't going to go out and surf, right?
They'll
They're
keep
not going
scrolling.
to be. They'll keep scrolling and look for the next cool surf thing.
Yeah.
You flip through this magazine and it's like, okay, wow, this is a killer surf story. Ooh, cool snowboard story. And then you finish it and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna go out and surf.
Yeah.
I just read all about surfing instead of just watching a video.
Slow
I
things
read
down.
about it, slowed it down, and now I have more of an appreciation for it. And now you get the surf bug. You know, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, it's more of a connection with the sport or an athlete or their story or all the
Because you're
above.
touching, you're feeling it, and you feel part of the story.
Yeah.
So,
Like I would ask, Cole, like, why is your hair like that? And then he might tell you on page
He'll tell
4
you.
of
He
his,
does it.
yeah, and then you're like, okay, now I get it because nobody, nobody knows.
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Rodman.
That's the answer.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool.
he likes Rodman, but yeah, I think for this cover specifically, we had the idea. We knew we wanted to basically not have an action shot, and we wanted to have a picture of like his hair where it pops. So we were actually gonna have him like facing down the stairs and have it be like an unknown character and have it be the back of his head. But the way Mick was explaining it is like, if you do the back of his head, it needs to be more zoomed in, and then there's no place for the logo. And so actually with our first and second edition, we moved the logo sideways and flipped it upright, and that's just kind of us saying like we want to just not put limits on it and just have it be the same. We want every copy to be like completely we want it to evolve just crazy every time.
Most of them are, it's like the banner, across the top, which is, the most traditional and visible. But
we wanted to do it a little untraditional. And
yeah, it's good.
So, I mean, third issue, we're already starting to put some plots down. Like, the way we kind of do it is like...
So before we talk about third
Okay,
issue,
yeah.
how many issues did you make for second?
no, we did another 2000. Yeah.
We did another 2000.
Part of it is like, we want to get to the point where there's like a real like want for it. Almost like one of those products you see, like, I hate to mention it, but like Supreme when they're in their prime, and Supreme skateboarding, and it was like, when the hoodie comes out, it sells out that day. It's like, we want to be one of those companies where like we're selling out the day of the drop, because I feel like that's more scalable and just taking your time to raise your quantities.
Yeah,
we want
and it makes
it
a novelty. It's like instead of like, oh, cool magazine. It's
Yeah,
like
I've seen
I
it
have
1,000
a
Now
youth
everything
magazine.
can be delivered within an hour to next day, 24. Everybody's just this, and you could get everything anytime.
Yeah.
So to make it a little bit, more
like in the back of your head, know when the drop is, or also just subscribe, and then you don't have to like compete to get a copy, and you just get it delivered to your doorstep, and you save on shipping. And so basically, about 2 months ago, maybe a little longer, we basically went, okay, we think we have the confidence now to put a subscribe button out there to where we can say we're going to come out with 3 this year. So this is the first one of 3, one in the summer and then one in the winter time. And we wanted to get to a point where we're confident that we can like, and choose a number we're confident at. So, because we can't make people subscribe and then just like refund people or like say, sorry, you
Yeah,
only
we
get
can't
2
do
this
that.
year.
kind of hold you accountable.
Exactly, it does, but it was
Sets a
really
goal.
stressful, and it's heightened everything, because now it's like basically we're promising people like a product and stuff, but at the same time, it for one pushes you to really put the effort in and speed it up, but also the subscription, it has to be there because people don't, like we said, people don't like to search for the mag and pick the single copy up. They want to just pay for the year and then just get it delivered. So the subscription's going well, and we're growing pretty happily.
That's awesome.
So there's no set dates, just like three a year.
3 year.
Eventually, I mean, we're gonna get to the point where it's okay, we have dates, but it's right now with how unknown the advertising world is, it could get pushed back a week because what big company didn't submit it in time. So we want to just not set that pressure on ourselves, especially now with the overseas stuff too. It's we printed our first one in Anaheim and it was just so expensive. We basically got our manufacturer made a thicker, better product, and I'm sad to say, but it's overseas, so it's just you can't. That's just part of the learning curve.
We're in sales, and our companies would make your line sheet, your catalogs.
Yeah.
And we were getting them from Portugal.
Yeah.
And we were wait, it's cheaper to print them there and ship them over here because the weight of these is it's not
crazy expensive.
cheap, and
the shipping's more than the actual print. That's
so it became we're wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
You're shipping from halfway around the world. Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I hope eventually we get to a point where it's we're balling so hard where it's we can have our print shop right down the street and film videos in the factory
we have our
again.
own print shop. No,
I don't know if that'll happen. But these printers, it's interesting. They're a football field long, and so the paper slides through and there's all the paint dripping down, so it'll hit the CMYK. It's the red, yellow, blue, and then black, and so it'll hit each color, and I don't even know how it works, but how all the colors combine, it goes through the 4 paint buckets as it goes down, and then
Wild process.
It's a giant square. We were there for our first one in Anaheim. It was really cool to see behind the scenes.
Give me a week and I can make it by hand.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, then it comes out on the giant sheet, and they actually gave us a couple of the big sheets, so we have a couple.
So sick.
They're really sick. It's just a giant square of a bunch of pages and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they cut it, and then it goes to the binding.
I think I gave mine to Conan.
Really? Yeah, the cover athlete. Funny part about our first issue, you can tell the story with Conan, but basically, we were okay, we want to put someone that not everyone knows on our first cover because well, he was older.
He's our age.
But basically, we want to just put a local kid who's just not a pro, really famous, just we think is sick, underrated is a good term for it. But just super underground and kid from our local skate shop, and he also surfs and he also snowboards, and he rips all three.
I've been a good buddy with him since elementary school, and the photographer Bowie, he killed this shot at our local skate shop, skate park of Conan, and I wanted it for the cover as soon as I saw it.
Yeah, it was more of that photo's so good, we don't care, the photo was just great.
Oh, it was incredible.
Obviously we cared who it is, but it's more just with the covers, it's we wanted to just grab someone at a retail store. We wanted to be what's that? And so for our covers, our goal is really only just is it it's almost like social media, creating a good thumbnail. It's that's your thumbnail. You gotta make sure it's eye-catching.
Yeah.
So speaking of retailers, who have you? Let's give those guys a shout out.
Yeah. So Republic was our first one, I think.
Republic of California, California with a K.
Yeah, and then. We got into Infinity in Dana Point.
Sick.
Dave's awesome.
Yeah.
We had him on the podcast.
Oh, really cool.
Great guy.
We got into
Brown Blur.
The Brown Blur. I'm forgetting the ones down in San Diego because I'm never down there, but we got into a few down in San Diego, and then we got into
Heritage Skate Shop in Oceanside. That's a really cool guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what's the other Oceanside one? It was Real something. The
Real Surf Shop.
Real Surf
Shop. We got in there.
And then Action, or is that what it's called?
Asylum.
Asylum.
Action.
Yeah, Asylum. Sorry.
So we got an Asylum.
Jeez.
What other ones up in St. Clemente in that area? I'm trying to remember.
But you're getting exposed.
Sir Coffee.
Yeah, we're in Sir Coffee. Well, we're just now going to
and then select
Sir
shops.
Coffees.
We're pushing hard for retail on this second one right now.
Yeah, that was like something we spent, like, so obviously it was a small group of us. It's like we didn't have even time to like go pedal the mag or like retail.
Yeah.
Now we're finally starting to like,
Well,
basically, we have a team of 7 now, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But we're starting to open up a little more time to like get in the car and just like make those trips, because it's almost better than just meeting them in person. It's better to go like
retail is hard because especially with the magazine, because they haven't been around recently.
Yeah, they're like, we don't carry magazines.
We don't carry.
We're just like,
we don't carry
okay,
magazines
but like
anymore.
it's different than just like the free mag that gets dropped to your house, like
Yeah.
or your shop. But so we're trying to work through that. That's like basically for us, we just want to get our like online numbers so good that like we can show the shops like, okay, like do you like want it or not? Like,
And the thing is, they sell out every single time in the shop.
yeah, like most of our shops, like basically what we found though is like we cover multiple sports. What sport is on the cover highly dictates how well it does at the shop. If we put the surf cover in a skate shop, obviously it's going to do great in Republic, right?
Yeah.
But because it's like our local stuff, it's going to do good no matter what.
Yeah.
But like part of what we've kind of found is like also like our first edition was a skate cover. It sold way quicker out. Like we had to re-up these shops like that were skate shops. And so part of it is like, okay, for this cover, it's like, let's mainly target surf shops, and then like obviously some skate shops that are like near the beach are gonna work and stuff. So
And then winter issue would be like snow.
December,
and,
December, it's gonna be like I'm probably gonna spend a lot of time in Utah and Colorado, all that stuff though.
The thing about it is though, you can't dig too deep in the minutia, or like you want to make good shit, or you want to put out the best, like you
Highest
did,
of the quality.
not just quality, but like you said when you saw that photo of what that kid's
Conan.
name, yeah,
Conan
and you go,
Craig.
that's got to be the cover.
Yeah.
That is how you should always
Exactly.
make your decisions. You know, like
Yeah.
whatever captures your, captivates your mind, and like, oh shit, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
and that's how you make your decisions, right?
For
Usually.
sure. Yeah.
Not a knee-jerk reaction, but
Yeah, gut feeling. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you
So-
shouldn't be so confined and so,
Yeah.
traditional. Needs to be a little,
That's kind of like what is
Little
holding
loose.
back a lot of the corporate companies, and that's
Yeah.
like why we're trying to go for like also on our Instagram like a little bit more of like a loose and like funnier kind of vibe too for marketing, because we personally like everyone likes laughing.
And it's what works.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like trying to make the content a little bit more loose and like edgy too. Obviously we're youth, and that puts boundaries on like some stuff, but also like every like 14-year-old says the F word. Like even if their parents don't let them, they go to high school and they just say whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's more about just like the drug stuff, and then the alcohol companies. That's kind of where we're like avoiding
Yeah,
like
right.
advertisers. We're trying to keep it like PG. But then when it comes to like the actual like, I mean, this mag, it's like anyone can read it. Like we don't like in the mag we keep it very PG. Like
Yeah.
obviously,
This lady wanted to advertise her
Male?
male enhancement drink.
oh my god, she literally
I was
came
like-
up to us and she's like, "Yeah, I have this new drink coming out. It's like male enhancement something." It was like a funny name too. I
It was
wish I remembered.
hilarious.
Fuck, I wish I remembered.
You're like,
we were just
yeah.
like, sorry.
Give me a few, but like, no, I'm kidding.
yeah.
We were like,
Yeah,
sorry.
Send us a case. We'll see how we'll test it
Yeah.
out.
So
We test all of our products.
you guys did Surfscape.
Yes.
Cool, fun.
Love Surfscape. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was great. We did really well, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I love
In
Vibe.
a pouring rain.
Good turnout despite, the
I know.
crappy
Yeah.
weather.
For sure.
I know.
I was impressed. I was like, dude, with the rain, like, there might be no one, but
As
like,
a paper
great turnout.
company, we did great in the
Yeah.
rain. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Our mag's waterproof, I guess.
We've been participating since the first one,
Okay.
and we love what
It's awesome.
Vibe's doing. And we on Saturday we weren't there because we did Spider Fest, and that was another cool event that you guys should look into.
Okay.
For sure.
Once you
Hopefully
that
they don't
market.
overlap on the same weekend, but
know.
Where
it's
is
just-
that?
That's it.
It's in Hermosa Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tied to like their surf shop Spider, which has been there for 42
Yeah.
years or something crazy.
Yeah, one of
but,
my buddies works there.
but they do a
Or used
Surfer
to.
Hall of Fame, like kind of
Inductions.
like an induction with
Super
like
cool.
That's cool.
it's
so rad.
honoring the greats of that area.
Yeah, we love events because if you see it like online, you don't know that it's a pound. We say
Yeah.
it's a pound, but who actually reads the description, right? So you see a magazine, you see 15, and you're our age, you're like, oh, like I don't know, that seems expensive, but then you come in person, you're like, wow, this is actually a good product.
Quality.
And so people buy it at events. It does really good at events, and then part of that too is
That's marketing.
building a door-to-door team this summer.
Yeah.
So we're basically, me and Carson have been going door to door and like selling subscriptions, and it does really good door to door. Especially because it's like starting off in San Clemente. Like we're from San Clemente. It's like it's a good market.
We live up the street.
Yeah, and
It's
so
crazy because, you know,
that's what they used to do though. Is they have door to door.
I was just gonna say, you in this great future, you can't forget your past.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, door to
So
door.
we look at what market.
This guy's full of it. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a Bob Marley quote.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a Bob
I
Marley
love
song.
Bob Marley though.
But it's true because you know you can live in the future, but things that were tried and true in the past can still work.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
door to door is
Guerrilla
a huge
marketing.
door to door is a huge business right
Yeah.
now. It's huge.
So speaking of events, trade shows, demos, did you guys hear about Carve?
Oh,
Yeah.
Carve Expo.
Carve
yeah.
Expo, yeah. We have a trip planned the weekend of Carve Expo.
I never talked to the guy. That was you, right? Did
Yeah.
you talk to the guy? Well,
No, I just said we should do it. We never talked to him.
okay. Well, I think we're gonna do a backpacking Yosemite trip. We need to unplug. It's bad, but
Yeah.
Well, just any, like you guys have already been on it, you know, you go to the
Yeah.
premieres. I mean, that's word of advice is just, you know, try to get in front of
yeah,
your consumers, which
know.
is
for sure.
all these
I really
events.
want to go to Carve Expo, but you can't pass up on a
Yeah, we're gonna be in
Yosemite trip.
Lagadelic in Laguna.
Yeah.
Lagadelic.
It's
Have you
gonna
guys
be
heard of
a fun
that?
one.
I saw that.
Yeah. So basically, it's gonna be. You know, they rented out a big area. They got a stage. They have like 8 really sick bands playing, or 7 really sick bands playing, and then they got a bunch of sponsors to surround it. So it's like gonna be drinks, food, anything you can imagine.
It's gonna be a fun event.
The youth
for
tent.
Sure.
And then, headlining is Spliffriff, which is their sick band out of Laguna.
Yeah.
Love their music.
Watch out, Edition 3, and then Eighth Ball. They're gonna be performing there. They were.
And you
in
guys have
the
been
second edition.
partnering up with I Forget too, right?
No, we haven't done a story on it. I forget.
Okay.
But all those bands are all homies, so it's like they all are.
We're
kind of
homies
one
with
matchup.
I Forget.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The band interviews are the funnest ones to do.
Of course.
Oh, I bet.
Because then you get to listen to them
Right.
play.
So who's doing the journalism?
Okay, so
Journal.
you wanna-
So
Journalism.
yeah,
Journalism.
me and Mikey, it's like we'll write a lot of the interview questions, right? But now we have a team of writers. Shannon.
Shannon Thornton. We
Ella
just
From,
got-
from Ventura? No.
No,
No.
he's from San Clemente.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
he's done some work for other editorials, and he's an amazing writer.
Yeah, he's an amazing
He's
surf
amazing.
writer. And then we had our buddy Reed Cotteranta
Yeah.
was doing like a lot of like the snow stuff, and then he was also doing some of the music. He has like the best music taste we've ever seen. Like he just is in tap with it.
He loves music. That
Yeah.
kid.
And then we just got a new girl, Ella Boyd, and she's written for like all kinds.
She
of...
does Grom of the Week for San Clemente.
Yeah,
For
that's
the
how we
SC
found. That's how we
Times,
heard of her actually, because we were in the SC Times, and so we were obviously in contact with them when we were going to be in the news. And then I was like, "Who writes your surf section?" Because like that's what I read. And then they put us in contact, and then she was down, and so we were stoked. And then, I'm trying to think. Ella's written for the Inertia. I know that.
Yeah.
I think she probably
She's
has a
done a
couple
ton.
surfer magazine pieces.
Yeah,
like
she's done
she's
a ton. She's a
obviously
great
she-
writer. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she's great, and she's in the water shooting housing too. So she like is with the surfers, so she knows, and so
Awesome.
couple
Back to
journalists.
surfing. What Mikey? What boards do you ride?
I mostly log. I have a 9.6 at RS. That RS hooked it up at like an app price. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but they hooked up.
Well, you're a
like
sponsor.
nice log.
Yeah, you get
Shout out to
you get
RS.
special treatment.
We
Yeah,
love
so
the
we got
RS.
special treatment, and he made me it's called a Sano Watu, and that's like all I've been riding. It's
Sano Watu.
Sano Watu. It's like the board for Sano.
Yeah.
I guess is what
Yeah.
they market it as, but it's great. It's really fast. It took me a second to kind of figure it out.
Single fin?
Yeah. And so it took me a second to figure it out, but it's definitely my
I
favorite.
have a killer fish that I got. It's got a
Oh, the
bat
twin
tail,
fin? Yeah, that
twin
shit's-
fin. It's got a bat tail on it, and it's a 5'7". Super
And you're tall,
tiny.
so that's tiny.
Yeah, but it has a ton of volume. Like, bro, I was at State Park today, and it was so fun there.
Yeah.
It was just
Who
like
shaped
shoulder
it?
high.
You
I'll
got
be
it from
honest.
Republic, right?
I got it from Republic.
It's kind of a random one. I haven't even seen it, I don't think.
Yeah, I got
Like
it
a
from
house shaper.
I don't even know what it is.
I got it from Republic of California. The
The
guy,
artwork's sick on it, though.
guy that works there, homie, he loves those boards. It's like it's the only board he rides, and he got one made, and it was a little bit too small for him, so he hooked it up with me, and I love that thing. It's so fun. It's the perfect board for almost any condition, I'll say. Like I took it to I surfed the wave pool in Palm Springs, and I took it there, and all my buddies were having such a hard time surfing that thing, and I'm humble.
Everybody's like, I'm glad to be airs.
I'm
You're like,
humble,
"No."
but I was doing great, and then we got out of the water, and the guy was like, "Bro, you got the perfect board for this wave."
Yeah. I'm just
And then,
excited for freaking school to be over so I can go
I
surf
know.
more.
And then I got a log
So hard to
at
get
Terry Sennett, R.I.P.
Terry. Yeah.
Love you, Terry. I feel so bad because a couple weeks before he passed, I sprayed. It was
Dude,
it
bad
was
timing on
bad
that.
timing. It was sun damage, and I was bored. And I spray painted the entire thing white, and then I sprayed out Youth on the front, and then I spray painted on the back. The Youth needs more punk rock. And then a couple weeks later he passed, and I regret spray painting that board.
But
Cleaned it off.
I will say though, like realistically, it's a good message and it's about the youth, and like I think Terry like wouldn't be like pissed at you if he like heard that you did that. But at the same time too,
Yeah.
we
I feel
posted
so
that.
bad.
But we posted the Youth Needs More Punk Rock thing, and it just got like a lot of attention. Like people loved it. And
So now we're making a T-shirt.
yeah, and so now I'm
that
I'm
he's
wearing
wearing.
a T-shirt.
Turn around, bro.
The back says Youth Needs More Punk Rock. It's kind of like Volcom-esque.
Yeah.
But so we're coming out with that T-shirt in a couple days.
That's
Nice.
punk
2
rock
days.
esque.
Yeah.
Punk
So,
rock.
Punk-esque, yeah.
so basically, yeah, that was a message that naturally kind of got good attraction.
So I want to pick up a Subdriver 3.0. Those things look so fun.
All the photo or video edits they've been dropping on that thing is
Oh my
like,
God. I also really want it came out a while ago, I forgot the name of it, but Mason Hose model, where it's like you can put the small fin in the middle. That thing looks so fun.
he makes everything look good.
I know.
He's
I know.
Yeah.
When I was working at Jack's, we had one in there, and I remember I was saving up my paychecks to buy one, and the day before I was gonna buy it, I was like getting paid the next day. I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this board. Some guy swooped in and picked it up.
Working
so
Working just to buy
I know.
it is classic.
I know, and the thing was, I was working, so I watched the guy buy the thing, and I was like, bro, we got some sick foamies like over here. You sure you don't? And he was like,
This
"No."
board's not for you, dude. It's the wrong.
I was like,
it's
bro,
the wrong
Dude, you're
leaders.
way too tall, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, that might not be enough volume for you.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I got my $2 commission off it, so.
$2.
All right.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So we got to wrap this
Yeah,
up.
we gotta thank our sponsors.
But before we thank our sponsors, no, we're gonna thank our sponsors.
What else do you have to talk about?
We're gonna gift you. Okay, our friends started Make Sense.
That's what's up.
I just heard of these guys.
Yeah.
Someone actually just told me I need to. tap
Mikey
in.
needs this for his car. It smells like shit.
Yeah.
Car,
Thank you, makes sense.
room, bathroom, whatever.
Yep.
And
Smell
then you
fruit.
guys have a bonsai bowl.
San Clemente
I'm
right
gonna use
there.
this tomorrow.
Bro.
I'm gonna use this
Heck yeah.
tomorrow
Thanks,
before work.
Thank
Bonsai.
you, Joe
Thank you,
Bard,
Bonsai.
bonsai bowls. And then,
Hell yeah.
dude, when you guys come to Huntington Beach, you guys are gonna have to share
What we
this
got
one.
going on here?
Bro, let's go get some food right now. I'm hungry.
There you go. You
you
guys
go.
can go to Ola.
Oh,
Is it far from here?
It's,
It's right
downtown.
here, Pacific City.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
You're going.
hell yeah.
Let's go right
Across
now.
the street
What's
from
it
where you
called?
were at Surfscape.
Bro, we're going
It's
right
in
now.
Pacific City.
Go.
Amazing.
Thank you guys.
food.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Ola, Mexican,
We want to thank
Earth Pack.
Earth Pack for all your packaging needs.
Killer.
Just
Yep.
met those guys at the Surfscape, right?
They were at
They were
Surfscape
there. Yep,
too.
talked to those guys.
Yep.
Um,
And a huge shout out to one of our new sponsors. They just sent us a bunch of new product.
Oh, is this gonna help me text and drive? Let's see.
so this is your car
Recheck
mount,
it.
magnetic phone
Okay, you
mount.
get your choice. That's new to
I'm
us.
taking this one, bro.
You're
Okay,
gonna mount it?
you can
I'm
either
gonna mount
do
it,
You can either do a
I
car
see.
mount.
Okay.
I got a
Both
speaker.
of those are car mounts.
I gotta run with the speaker. 'Cause
Okay.
The
I'm
car
taking a
mount,
speaker, bro.
All right.
So
the problem with the car mount is I'm gonna text and drive.
So the speaker
Oh.
locks on to a lot of your.
So it's
So
magnetic.
this is Scotia
Magnetic.
Oh, okay.
Industries.
Yep.
That's sick.
Ah.
Maybe I'll have maybe this will be my kitchen speaker and it'll
There
be on
you
my
go,
fridge.
dude.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
so
sick.
thank you,
Thank
Scotia
you,
Industries.
Scotia.
Hell yeah.
Thanks to
Thank you.
Fuwax.
Fuwax. I
Foo.
got a box of Fuwax.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah, Chad Wells.
At my house.
Thanks to Clearweather brand
We
shoes.
just got a foo wax. Yeah.
Murph Electric.
Murph Electric bikes.
Malachi.
Malachi, Northside Cafe. We're recording.
Killer.
Dude, youth, you got to learn from your elders, and we have to thank Surfer Magazine.
Yep.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
They've been pumping us
Yes, sir.
for the last couple months.
Yep.
Thank you to those guys.
All our
yeah.
listeners, sponsors. Oh, you got
Who else?
Subscribe to
Loose
Youth Mag.
towels.
Phil
Where's the loose towel right
Skateboards.
here?
Yep.
Murph Electric.
All right.
Killer.
Sick.
Subscribe to Youth Magazine.
Yes.
Youth, YUTH, mag.com. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Boys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Carson.
It's a wrap.
Mikey.
All right.
Nice to meet you guys.
Great work, boys. Keep it up. Peace.